Blah. I was about to say, it's crazy how much a difference it makes to have upbeat music playing as compared to not upbeat music playing. And then I almost started yawning. Hello. Hello to those audio on truthers who get to hear me talk when I do this when I start on the starting soon screen. Oh, water. I love you. I should be drinking more of you right now. Hi. Congrats, Niram, for getting first, by the way. I saw that. Water. An audio truther. Good. I'm glad I choose good beats that people like having them on, especially given my preference for talking over the starting soon screen. So, for today's stream, I have a new form. If you've seen me collaborating on other people's channels, then you know what this looks like. If you haven't, then I think you're in for a treat. Hi. We're Fujiing today, because if you're in the Discord, you saw me tell you guys that, like, listen, I could have done this with the webcam and the phone. Like, I had it working, I had it set up. But the problem is, using the camera on my phone bleeds that damn thing's battery life like nobody's business. So even in testing, just testing and setup with the method I was using, my phone battery went from 55% to 41% over a span of, I think, 20 minutes. So I noticed that, and then I plugged my phone in to charge, and I was like, I talk too fucking much to use this. We wouldn't even get through one sketchbook, and that fucking phone would die knowing me. Which is why in the Discord I put forward the solution of, like, listen, I could start with the phone cam and my model going, and we just rock that out for as long as we have it until my phone inevitably dies, and then I'll have to switch to the webcam method and the Fuji method we're seeing in front of us, and we'll just have to do that, like, live. Or we could just start with the webcam setup like we've used in the past, and I could Fuji it today. I could just be a little guy. Hi, Cinco. Hi. And ultimately, between both what people were saying in the Discord and my own preference, I decided to just Fuji it up. So I'm just a little freakazoid today. I could have been a cute Fuji. Let me show you guys the new Fuji I, like, actually made myself. One sec. Man, I can actually look at my other monitor. I don't have to fucking condition myself not to look at my other screens due to my face tracking breaking. Oh, the comforts of PNG tubing, how I miss you vaguely. The model outweighs the cons of it, though, let's be real. Oh, I'm sorry, you can't do that because I'm not in 3D space. Ah, my blush is wrong. I think I uploaded the wrong art for these. Hold, I'm fixing it live because my blush is flickering. I literally maybe I re-exported them, but I forgot to fix the Fuji ones. That would make sense. Yeah, there we go, my blush is fixed. I'm the fool. Yes, sorry, I meant to give an announcement at the top of the stream about that. You beat me to the PSA. Quick disclaimer before I gab more about Fujis and goobers and everything. Certain redeems are not going to work this stream. Use them at your own risk. The redeems that won't work are the throw redeems. I'm so sorry. The throw redeems aren't gonna work. And the pet redeem, BB summoning, anything that usually interacts directly with my 3D model like that within Warudo, obviously shall not work because we are not in the 3D space today. Hey chat, guess what? This computer is trans. So true. We have the new blinkies. I kept my promise. So hopefully the temporary, like, disablement of the 3D interactive things will be made up by the fact that you guys have many, many new Blinkies to play with and discover throughout this stream. I love my trans friends. There's a few in there about killing fascists as well. Those are the secret rares. I'm not even joking, there was a stab fascist one in there, I'll be so honest. I don't fuck around with the Blinkies. I treat the Blinky Redeem like it's my own personal blog in the early 2000s. So there's a few base, as some might say, there's some based ones in there, in my humble opinion. I showed you guys a few of these when I realized I fucked up and didn't set it up properly. But there's, I believe, 66 new ones. So you will in fact have some funny little guys to discover. And I would love to keep adding more, unironically. If people find or make Blinkies, you can submit them in the Discord, or if you have any other way to get them to me. I am openly taking submissions. I don't really have any specific criteria, I'll be honest, as long as they're generally safe for work and good vibes. Good vibes, funny vibes. But yeah, I would love to expand the collections. Whether you find them or make them, please give them to me. I would love more of them. But yes, new Blinkies. We're Fujiing today. God, saying Fujiing, I'm gonna be so honest, keeps activating a sleeper cell agent in my brain that makes me think of, what the fuck is it, Fujoshiing out? For some reason, I like it. It keeps hitting that, like, nick in my brain from that fucking phrase. I feel like I keep stuttering because of it. Alright, put the going live post up. Ah, hello, Povid. Thank you very much. I'm cheating out right now. Right, for sure. So this is the cute Fuji. This is in the same style, using the same base that all of Pixel's old Fujis were, with all the old costumes. Hello! Hello, Avi. Welcome on in. We're doing our top of the stream yap session. Also, you'll notice I'm not 3D today. That is because my webcam is being used for HandCam activities. I'm just showing off my new Fuji that folks will probably see usually when I'm on collab streams on other channels and stuff. That's usually when you can see these. There are theoretically people out there who never saw the old Fujis if they never saw any of the collabs I was on. But I did have a whole series of these for every one of Pixel's old costumes, so I could switch it up when I felt like it. This one, I have the jacket and the not jacket. Ooh, I do need to update the art on this one too, actually. For the same reason I had to update the art on that first one. Give me 1 second here. My blush is wrong. Did that not update properly? That's a later Pixel problem. Oh, when I blink, yeah, yeah, I get more flustered when I blink in this one, apparently. Anyway, so I have the jacket off version and the jacket on version for this costume. I've also added a thing for when I mute or deafen. So I get sleepy, so it's more obvious when I'm muted or deafened. Slight improvement over the old one. So this is the good Fuji. I could use this if I cared about things looking cute, but let's be honest. I like the little Freakazoid one. I like this one. Sleeping live on stream, that's right. I'll be honest, I've been streaming for 4 years now. It is probably a miracle I haven't, on like my stream or otherwise, fallen asleep on a stream. It is actually probably a miracle. I don't plan on breaking that anytime soon, but I will say of how easy and quick I am to like conk out, I am lucky to say I've never passed out at my desk. Ah, delicious water. But yeah, so those are the new Fujis. I'm gonna stay in freaklet mode for the time being. But who's to say? Maybe I'll switch to the good-looking ones later. This model looks like it's gonna ask me if I have games on my phone. God, so this came about because I drew this art pre-debut as like a fun goof thing for myself. Little shitpost. For fun. And then I debuted. It's like, yay! My new design is official, yay! And then I went to go collaborate on somebody's stream shortly after my debut, and I kind of realized I didn't have any art I could use as a Fuji. And I was like, oh fuck, that's not good. So I quite literally just grabbed this art and like added a closed mouth to it. And then like, ta-da, we got ourselves a Fuji. And this has been the Fuji I've been using on other people's streams since my debut in July. And only like a day or so ago did I take the time to make the nice looking pixel art one that's like on brand with the ones I've had in the past.
Did he eat the bees?
He eated the bee. He ate a worm, actually. He ate a virus. Face it looking up at you like, my tummy hurt. It's just so fucking stupid. This was supposed to have the glasses on it, but obviously because of the fucked up face, I couldn't make the glasses look good. So not only is he very, very big head and swollen in the face, he is also blind. Pitiful creature staring at you. I need to draw more shitposts of Pixel. At all times, really. I need to draw Pixel more in general, which is great because you guys are going to see so many Pixel doodles in these sketchbooks once we get past a certain point. The second we hit like my college era and that Pixel actually exists as a character in my sketchbooks, it'll be great times. I think Big Head Pixel should be a reoccurring thing. I'm sure I could find a way to add something like this to my 3D model. That or sometimes, maybe I'll just whip out the Fugis or the PNG tubers on occasion, you know? I could, if I wanted to have like different like PNG tubers, I still have the software on my computer. I never got rid of it for the old model. So I could pet project, convert random art that I have of Pixel 4.0 into like bouncy, squishy little PNG tubers for fun. for enrichment. Let me get the little guy in here. I have a tutorial to send you later. Okay. A lot of people, while I was in my PNG tubing era, a lot of people sent me cool PNG tuber software as the advances in the technique went on. Which, like, if you want a PNG tube and have a fully mouse-tracked motion thing, that rules super hard. Have you guys seen LD Lich's model? That's a fucking PNG tuber. Anyone who was at the Smarty Pants presentation, LD's model is technically a PNG tuber. Like, the technology has gotten fucking crazy, and her model looks so good. There are a couple OBS plugins you can use to make a— oh! I can just make a funny little guy in OBS. I like this, I like this. That's really good, because if I can just make it in OBS and, like, set it up pretty smoothly, then, like, I could just make it a redeem. Because that way I don't have to worry about opening software or anything. I could just, you know, turn my model layer off in OBS and turn the PNG tuber asset on in OBS. And then I could make it a redeem, like, really easily, and we can have PNG tuber time. It'll probably be like 30 minutes of PNG tuber, you know what I mean? Like, it'll be a timed thing, maybe, rather than for like a full stream. Because I know people have been digging my beautiful, expressive little face. So, but I will happily add like fucked up PNG tuber redeems to the stream. You're joking? That sounds so fun. And it gives me that excuse to draw fucked up little guys. Oh, yeah, no, I'm into this. You had a very good idea, Cinco. Or your wish for him to be more permanent has spiraled into a very good idea. Good shit. Words. Order of events. I'm staring at the giant stack of paper next to me, and I'm just like, I feel fear in my heart? Question mark? Alright, let's pull up visual aids for what we're doing today. So, I, for many years, have been ferrying around a collection of my old art. This photo is massive. Okay. This is the photo that I have. So, this is like a box and a half of just paper and sketchbooks and art and stuff that I have been kind of ferrying around with me for fucking years now. I'm like thinking, the oldest art in here is like 2012, 2014. Right near the top of the blue box, actually, I found a relic so powerful that I refuse to show it unless like we do a charity thing again. Like, not only did we hit a charity goal to do this stream, which was like a fun thing that I was like, yeah, let's do it. And it'll be fun. There'll be interesting discussions, and I'm sure people are curious what my artistic journey has looked like. I found a relic so powerful and, for me, embarrassing. Such a time capsule of its time that I'm never going to show it publicly unless we raise like a certain amount of money for charity or something like that. Fuck ass piece of art. That one piece of art is going to be a fucking charity goal in of itself, because I am not immune to the embarrassment that comes with looking at your old work. I'm not immune to it, but I encourage people to make peace with it and grow past it, because I think it's healthier for you as a creative, you know what I mean? There's a healthy balance between embarrassment and striving for improvement and stuff like that, right? Like, I'll probably get into that a lot today, depending on the tangents I get on. But, I'm not immune to the embarrassment of my old art. But also, I was thinking about it today, while I was puttering around doing some morning chores, going shopping. And I'm like, why am I so embarrassed? It's kind of that age-old question, right? Where you're like, why is this embarrassing to me? And like, I thought about it, and I'm like, man, the oldest stuff I'm probably gonna end up showing is from when I was like 15, right? Hi, hello, Proto. Means you're better now, right? Yeah. So I was trying to identify why I was getting that embarrassment, because I'm very much a person who wants to encourage growth and tell people not to let that, like, embarrassment shame them or something, right? I'm very anti that concept of, like, bullying your younger self, because it's just all progress. And I realized what it was. I recalled an experience I had where I don't remember if this was, like, a stream thing or a VC thing or, like, what the exact situation was. But I was once put into a situation where I shared... I'm pulling up another image, don't mind this, don't mind this. Don't mind this. Where I was put into a situation where people respected me less as an artist after seeing where I came from. Which is an insane... Don't mind the item label shrine, you didn't see that. It wasn't until making that shelf did I realize how many item label characters I have. Anyway, I will explain this picture in a second. But, like, I find something that happens sometimes when... I don't want to even say non-artists, I don't want to even say certain kinds of creatives, just some people, for some reason that I will never fully understand, respect a creative less when it doesn't feel like magic anymore, is the only way I can think to describe it. And this is a phenomenon I've witnessed with multiple creatives, different fields. I've seen this mindset, that you are respected less when you pull back the curtain. And I don't understand why, but I have experienced this in the past and have been on the side of that where, like, I'm the artist people like less because they find out it's not magic and that I'm actually, like, kind of a perfectionist and that I have references or I work really hard at this stuff or, like, you know, whatever. And this was when I was younger. I'm a way faster and better artist than I was even when this happened to me. But I think that's why the concept of openly sharing and acknowledging a lot of my old work inherently embarrasses me because of that phenomenon I experienced. And I suppose there's that latent worry that, like, if I should, and this is, I'm gonna say it in a way that makes it sound, you know, like crazy, like I'm being ridiculous, because I do think it is that there's some part of me based on this past experience where I'm nervous that showing you art I made when I was 15 years old will make you respect me less 9 years later. I'm 24 years old. You know what I mean? Like, it's just so crazy. But I like, that is why, like, I might get a little embarrassed or flustered, like, with some of my older work, or like, and a lot of it's fan art too. Fan art for projects or like YouTubers and stuff that either are shitty people or I don't support anymore. So, like, I also had to be very careful about that. Because, like, I could just show stuff and acknowledge it, like, hey, I drew this when I was 15, it was 2016 kind of stuff. But also, it's just like, I can skip that shit and show you OCs and stuff and have brainworms about that. And honestly, I want that more than anything else. For the people in question, artists themselves, some of them, yes. That's why I said it's not a non-artist thing, it's not an artist thing. Like, some people are just like this. And I could go on a tangent about, like, it's a very specific type of person with the way they consider art. Basically, if you consider art natural talent, if they were people prone to that mindset, that it's all natural talent, that you can't naturally improve at something, that it doesn't work. So it was kind of like, I think, that connected thing where they're like, oh, well, you used to be shit, and you're like, oh, I can see a timeline of progress in your work? Disgusting. Like, just a wild, disrespectful way to think about other people's work. It's crazy. Like, whether consciously or subconsciously, I have seen people actively respect an artist, a creative, or an art firm less because they find out that it can be accessible or that it takes a certain amount of work, or, like, you know, artists are human beings. Like, it's wild. I've seen some shit in my time. This changes my worldview, therefore it must be the problem. That's kind of funny. Hi, Rocky. Welcome in. We do be gabbing. Anyway, that's why if I seem perhaps a bit reserved during this stream or a little flustered, that is why. Is because I'm a little nervous. But ultimately I'm chill. I mean, I actively chose what I was showing. I didn't flip through all the sketchbooks, so I might still get jump scared. But broadly speaking, I've chosen my grave. But yeah, there's a lot of the old stuff, like, so the blue box has work in it from, like, 2012 to, like, 2020. I think there was a 2020 sketchbook in there. There was. One of my school sketchbooks, my college sketchbooks, was in there. 2020, was that college? Or is that my gap year? That was my gap year. So the year before I went to college, because I took a gap year. You're gonna get a lot of pixel lore, I think, today, like, as a side effect of everything. Because I have to put all this stuff on a timeline. But yeah. So we have like that box contains some really old stuff from when I was like 11 years old, 12 years old. And my collection of my work goes all the way up to late 2024, which is like one of the last sketchbooks I think we have is like late 2024 stuff. So we're gonna start in like the teenage baby pixel era, where it's gonna be like, I think some OCs, some like fan art stuff. Gradually you'll see the shift from me sketching aimless fan art content to using my sketchbooks aggressively for concept art. There's a palatable shift, I think, in like 2020, 2021, because it was like me realizing that I could use sketchbooks. So here's the thing, until like 2022, college or whatever, I hated sketchbooks. I considered them a necessary evil for art progression or like drawing and like getting to do the thing that I liked. Which is why so much of my art for my high school, middle school era is just on loose pieces of fucking paper, which makes the collection very interesting to sift through, where it's like pounds of loose paper. That was interesting sitting on my floor doing that. So like, I didn't like sketching because I was a perfectionist. I'm very particular about my work still, I would say, but I am not the perfectionist I was as a teenager. Growth mindset, I've gotten a lot better about the creative process and a lot healthier about the creative process and my own work and everything compared to when I was like a teenager, right? So I thought sketchbooks had to be perfect. Like, I really did. If I messed up on something and I had to erase it, I felt like it ruined my flow, it was frustrating, etc., etc. Then cut to like 2022, when I realized that I could just like use sticky notes to fix stuff and just like do whatever I want. And then like that was basically the epiphany in like 2020, 2022 or something. So there's like a palatable shift in the sketchbooks when that happened. When I was like, wait a minute, I decide what I get to do with these. Do you think art books are necessarily helpful for getting better at drawing, or is doing it on a computer okay? In my opinion. I think there is a benefit to drawing traditionally. Even just like what I do when I show you guys, like I do not do rendering, I do not do color. I find it tedious. There's no shame in being a digital artist, and please don't let anyone tell you otherwise. Digital art requires skill. Digital art is a whole other bag of worms than like traditional work is. But I think it is healthy for any artist who creates something that can be visualized to have a sketchbook. Even folks who work in 3D, I think it could be useful for you to like have a sketchbook and learn about like shape language, or like get used to translating things onto paper, just for the sake of concept art. Like just the understanding of shapes better. Congratulations on Minecraft cake. I think it can be a boon. I am a very lackadaisical artist when it comes to my sketchbooks. I use it a lot for concept art, for getting ideas out, for fun, mainly for fun, because I find concept art fun. But my sketchbook is my happiest when it is messy and it is full. Like, so I think it's beneficial for really any artist to have a sketchbook if you think you have the time and the space to use it. Right now, I'm a bit on a sketchbook dry spell. I have a 2025 sketchbook. She's pretty fucking empty, but I could go get it later if people want to see the mad fucking scramblings that are barely in that. But I haven't had a lot of use for it because I would usually sketch at work during my downtime. And that's like basically the only time I would sketch. But then work got busier and stuff like that, so I wasn't working on any active game development at the time, so I didn't have much of a use for it because I wasn't like concept arting and stuff. So I'm in a sketchbook lull at the moment, to be honest, but I kind of went fucking crazy in 2024 a bit, so you know, it's a balancing act. Nowadays, I'm going to try and carry my sketchbook to my new office, as well as when I go out in public for my touch grass days, my outings. I'm going to pop up in cafes and just take the time to chillax. Because otherwise, I would just do concept art on a computer if I have my computer available. At the moment, I'm trying to learn shapes and drawing, but on computer. We'll consider getting a sketchbook. It's just nice. It's casual. I would recommend it if you want to try it at least, you know? I'm gonna keep the stream up on my phone while I make breakfast. Does anyone want eggs? I want a poached egg. I demand this. Do I even remember what a poached egg is properly off the top of my head? No. But I want to experience it. My scrambled egg secret is to add dillweed. Oh, that's really smart, actually. I should start adding dill to more things. I fucking love dill. Oh, Rocky, I missed your messages. That's when you drop a pencil and tell them pick it up. Cause you know they're more than likely using AI to generate stuff for them. God. No, yeah. You're right, like, this happened years ago, but I could yeah, you could see how the mindset I was kind of talking about art and creativity can easily spiral modernly into that kind of thing. Time to learn how to poach an egg. Poaching an egg is easy. Is poaching an egg... Actually, I've decided I'm Googling it ahead of time to not look stupid. Poaching egg. Is poaching an egg the thing I think it is? Huh? Wait, poaching is not what I thought it was. It looks delicious, though. I'd fuck with this. One sec, we're learning how to poach an egg real quick. Put egg in water. True. Turns out I think I've been poaching eggs when I've been meaning to make ramen eggs. I think I've just been making poached eggs. Oh! Okay, no, not quite, not quite. Okay, so you just crack an egg into lightly boiling water. I see. I do want a poached egg. Poaching an egg is when you hunt it out of season. Oh, I like that. I like that. Oh, God. So, before I get a rambling more, image 2, second image has hit the stream. Let me explain this one. Stay hydrated. Every time that's redeemed, we all have to drink water. When that one comes up, you gotta drink water. I have to drink water. So this is the stack we are working with today, by the way, folks. This is it. This is our sketchbook stack. This is 11 sketchbooks, most of them full, I believe. I was really bad with early sketchbooks, in the same vein that, like, I didn't like sketchbooks or sketching on paper because I didn't, as quite legitimately a child, I didn't see a point in it. It was a thing artists did, so I did it, which ultimately was good because it meant that, pardon me, once I had my epiphany that I'm in control of my destiny and can do whatever I want forever, I could just pivot how I handled my sketchbooks, and then I like them a lot now. But I believe most of these are like full, or at least over half full for the earlier ones where I kind of drop out partway through. The bottom ones, the second half, though, the newer ones on the bottom are all mostly full. I also have loose paper because it would be remiss of me not to include some of the just fucking mountains of loose paper. These are like lightly organized between like oldest to newest, by the way. That's kind of the pattern we're gonna go through, because I figure the old stuff will actually go pretty quickly because I can't promise I'll have like a ton to say about stuff until we hit the stuff I remember better, which is like the 2020 era. We might get more into conversations properly, but I mean, fuck, feel free to ask questions as we go, I suppose. This is a great Q&A setting for holding me at gunpoint to ask me questions about my art or things like that, because that is the vibe. We are just gabbing about art today. Let me get these pictures out of here. But yeah, these are like roughly in order from oldest to newest. The paper, not so much. I couldn't be fucking bothered to try and sort that, so that's just a stack of paper we're going through first. I believe, if I'm right, the oldest stuff we have is 2016. I did not break out any of the 2020s for you, I'm sorry. One sec, I'm trying to see if there's a year in this top one. There is not. Another problem. Wait, 2017, I just saw it. Okay. Okay, one of the first ones I just pulled up is a 2017. Got it. So we have like 2016 to 2024. We have like an 8-year span to cover. So get cozy. Cause God knows how long this will take. This fucking labor of love. Alright, let me switch over to the camera. What the hell? There we go. I didn't actually set up the webcam in the webcam thing, turns out. I set it up in the full screen area. That's fine. I'll just move the assets later, who cares? So, apologies for the color, by the way. It's just, with the lighting and everything in my new office, it washes the fuck out of everything, which is a real shame. I don't know if there's much I can do. I've been fiddling. So, she's a little washed out, she is. But good news is, most of this is on white paper with black lines. So we're not really going for exactly color clarity, admittedly. But I'm gonna try and fuck with this in the future to see if I can get better color at all. Cause, wait, is autofocus on? I'll kill it. Okay, thank God. I thought autofocus was on, I was gonna freak out. I hate that guy. So let's get into this. This is gonna be a deeply interesting experience. You cannot actually find a lot of my old work on the internet nowadays, now that I think about it. Also, let me know if Fugi Pixel ends up being too large with his fat head, because like the art will be here-ish, but I don't know, if he ends up being annoying, I can make him smaller. Alright, so this is the first sketchbook. This is the 2017 that I grabbed. Computer boost con- You know what? If I fucking... Please let me change my contrast. Oh, that's in the bad direction. You're really blown out. You guys would like that, right? It's so insane, and for what? So washed out, and for what? I don't even have a bad webcam, it just... This lighting is not ideal. To be fair, anyone who's seen the other HandCam streams know that this is our constant struggle. Alright, let me, like, get this back to where it should be. So the new office layout, I should note, I used to be in the corner of my living room. I didn't have an office, I had an office corner in the living room. But my lamp was like, if Kirby's the desk, let's say, I had a lamp like right here and a window right here, meaning by their powers combined plus computer light, I kind of got like an evenly lit setup going on most of the time. The new desk, which is still Kirby, my lamp is now back over here. There is a window directly in front of me that my monitor partially blocks the light from. And then I do have an overhead light, but if I turned that on, I would flashbang all of us and things would get very yellow. So between blind close, lamp and light on, overhead light on, versus window lamp situation, like between the two options, I personally like this better, even though it's getting brighter outside, which means it's getting more blinding. But, we'll cope. Oh god. Okay, let's get the papers out of the way. I keep going for the book and I gotta get the papers out of the way. Did I organize these, like, at all? I don't think so. Okay, let's see if I can, like, guesstimate time periods. Because I would put dates on stuff, but I wouldn't put years. Which I'm in a better habit now where I put years on things. No matter what I'm drawing in a sketchbook, I put the year on it. I did not do that before. So this is dated. This is September 11th. Probably 2018? I'm like squinting, like probably 2018. Well, actually, I have another 2018 here, which leads me to believe this is actually 2016 or 17. We'll get to you. Anyway, so we're starting with loose paper, which will be a shotgun blast of a bunch of different years, inconsistently so. Also, in before someone comments on my tattoo, yes, I have a Kirby tattoo. I like showing it off when people ask about it, my Kirby tattoo. Anyway. He's so rude, he's sitting directly in front of my face when I'm trying to talk. Have manners. God, this freaking guy. Anyway, so this is actually from something that we will see more art of, I believe, over the years. This was an AU for something I was into back in the day that unironically might become a game later. So, which is the funniest thing, so this is like the most beta of concept art technically for something I've been toying into turning into a game later. It's not, so I've talked about and given code names for projects I have in development, like Treacherous Flesh, Project 24, Wishmaker, I've talked about. We will see some of Wishmaker today too. You'll be seeing concept art for all of that today, actually, I think. This doesn't even have a name because it hasn't gone past the thought process of, hey, I made an entire psychological horror AU when I was like 16, and there was kind of some shit in there, so maybe I should like do something with that. So this is that. This is the protagonist, and this is... Oh god, do I even know your guys' name? I'm getting an A in my brain, so I'm thinking you were an Adam or something. I don't remember you, but this was the other protagonist. So you play as Adam, but this is like your sidekick character that you have. And it was very Silent Hill inspired, specifically Silent Hill 2, where, you know, you're in the fucked up town, there's other people in the fucked up town who are going through their own shit, and you're going through like your character's narrative journey. Very Silent Hill 2, where it's like you have your own shit going on, but you will cross over with other people. But yeah, this is just like drawing the protagonist and then drawing up the other protagonists. They have I don't know if I'll be able to get into any of what this story was about using the other art that I think is in the stack, but shit was crazy. Shit was crazy, that was for sure, and hopefully I'll get to talk more about that in detail later. But who knows, you might see this again someday in many moons with about 17 new layers of paint attached to it. Where do I even put the art when I'm done looking? I'm just gonna drop it on this is gonna become a stack on my floor next to me. There, put it down gently. I remember the part of Silent Hill 2 where little guys on the stream like Navi. So we have some canonical 2018 art. I mainly grabbed these because you will see both of these OCs of mine later. Older art of these OCs later, so I wanted like a funny comparison point of like this is like some OC stuff I was doing back in the day in 2018. So this is Reese, this is CJ. I draw my OCs very, very scantily, just because if they're not gonna be in a video game, I kind of don't draw them. Smile. But I do have references of what these guys look like now I could actually pull up. There's gonna be a lot of me pulling up like stuff to compare and contrast my old art with my new art, I imagine. Let's see. Where did I put... I literally made a new reference for CJ, like, this year. Yeah, here it is. Oh god, image is too big for OBS. This is what CJ looks like now, in comparison. There you go, my beautiful CJ. So as a comparison of 2018 CJ next to 2025 CJ. The essence is still there, the hoodie is still there, which is like the main part of it. CJ is actually... So CJ was originally written along with his two other protagonist characters to be a video game, but it's so ambitious and so like not my style, and I wrote it when I was like a kid, like I was like 15 when I wrote it originally, and didn't know shit about game design, and I'm now, as I've coined, an economic creative. I don't want to fucking make a multi-hour fucking RPG with a unique combat system. I don't care how cool it's gonna be. I don't want to do that right now. I want to write a visual novel about gay people. So, CJ and his shit may like never come to fruition as a game, but CJ is definitely like a load-bearing OC for me. And then we have Reese, which I would have to go back to like 2024 to find a reference for. Where are you? Shaking. Where are you? Oh wait, no, 2023. Yeah, to give you an idea of how fucking not often I draw my OCs, I have to go to 2023 to get a reference of Reese now. I love you, my OCs. I would love to draw you someday. Here's Reese's modern iteration for a point of comparison. This is 2023, but this has not changed. My fat head is kind of in the way of it, isn't it? So, the main thing is that the necklace... camera... The necklace is gone, but like you can see that like this on the shirt has become the logo on the sweater, which is like the business that he works for. Oh, I just got Leroy on CJ. Damn it, Leroy. Goober, I'm gonna have to move you. You're gonna get on things. Anyone who hasn't been to a HandCam stream before, this is Leroy. He's the disgusting little thing that lives at the base of my PC. He's my good luck charm, and he hangs out, and I've had him since college. He is actively disintegrating, and he is but a lump of mass. He is disgusting, and I love him. If you say anything mean about Leroy, you'll be banned. Not actually. But don't be mean to him, it'll make me sad. The Leroy is moving, or his melty Orbis slime body can't ruin anything else. Like, that discoloration is Leroy. Leroy got on him. I'm sorry, CJ, you don't deserve that. No one deserves that. Incorrect. Leroy would never. He's better than that. I'm having beef with Mini Pixel today. Sit just like a little bit over. Just sit like a little bit more over here, please. Thank you. My personal scrunkly, exactly. Let's see. This... definitely 2016 or earlier. Just because I wasn't really drawing... like, well, that's 2018. I'm like, y'all, I'm struggling. This is some pixel lore for you guys. I have a really bad memory. Anything pre, like, 2018, unironically, I do not have a memory of. At least, clearly, like, I have very bad memory recall, I suppose I should say. Not bad memory, but really bad memory recall. So, hopes and prayers as I try and either remember what this art is, or remember when I made it. This, I think, is 2016, 2015. Just based on vibes. Maybe like 2017, if I'm feeling crazy about it, but I don't think so. So this is Undertale fan art. This was from a period, I think 2016, where people were designing kind of their own frisks and chars, and like giving them names and everything that were complementary to each other. So my frisk was Aid, and then my charo was Bandage or Band. So it was oh my god, my voice today, fuck my life. Band-Aid. Give me like 1 second, I'm gonna try and clear my throat. I'm dying. Less dying. Bandage's name is still very cute. Yeah, so it was like slight interpretations of their like designs or like AU versions or like whatever. But they are called Aid and Bandage for Band-Aid. For someone who wasn't that into Undertale, you guys are going to be seeing a lot of Frisk and Chara today, I think. Because I was going through and I was like, why is there so much? I just really like... I would do that. I would draw characters because they were fun to draw, not because I liked them. Or like had a particular attachment to them. So I have more like Frisk and Chara stuff like of these designs and everything than I thought I would. And I really found a bunch of it when I was like going through and I was like, oh, damn, I just drew these bitches. Let's see. This is also an older thing. A little space guy. There's no date on this. I couldn't even begin to. This is probably from the same era. I'm looking at the hands. Yeah, this is from the same era as that Frisk and Chara thing. Because I'm looking at like the hands and the faces a bit. And the eyes are the same and stuff. So this is from the same era as that Undertale thing. Anything on the back of this? Nope. So, man, this is when I still like gave a shit about attempting to color things or make things look nicer. I have to be so careful or else I'm gonna smudge the shit out of a bunch of this by like running my grubby little hands all over it. But yeah, a little space guy. We have a confirmed 2018. I actually dated this one with the year. We have a confirmed 2018 first day of school, which has, I think, a self-doodle as well as my Sona at the time. This is confirmed 2018 first day of school. Also, I got the day wrong. I'm so good with dates, everybody. Don't you forget it. This is my old Sona at the time. This is pre-pixel by I think about 2 or 3 years. 3 years. 3 years pre-pixel. 3 years PP. 3 years pre-pixel. But this was my Sona at the time. I rotated through a couple different, like, designs and ideas, but I never really put a lot of thought into it. Because usually when I would draw myself or want to represent myself in art, I would just draw myself. So I was never very good at coming up with, like, creative and flashy persona characters. But this is one I had for a period in, like, 2018 and everything, where they had, like, 3 eyes, which was a motif I worked with a lot with persona designs. And their hair was a mouth, and I just fucked with that a little bit. But yeah, 2018, yeah, so this is when I'm, like, actually kind of drawing hands. People have necks now. It's crazy. I do, like, people say this to me and I still think about it. People miss when I did the Muppet noses. I miss when I did the Muppet noses. I think they're cute and I need to find an excuse to bring them back in, like, an art style or a piece in, like, one of my games or something. Like, I need to find an excuse to draw or adapt this, like, face style with the Muppet noses back into, like, a newer art style with more, like, thought behind it, obviously. But I still think that, like, this era, from 2018 onwards, I'm usually like, this shit's cute. I'm better now. This shit's cute. Let's see. Trying to see if I can find something around the same period, or we're just gonna... No, I think we're gonna get, like, 1 or 2 things that are semi-modern, and then we're gonna be immediately catapulted back into, Oh, the paper pile, it's disintegrating. Not me thinking of her tongues on the bottom right. Let's see. I have something I made for art class, which I kind of remember. Oh, ad break in 55 seconds, by the way, folks. So I made a thing, it was like, I never liked art classes because, like, I always didn't like, by the way, I'm gay, don't you know? I mean, that is, I shouldn't make fun, that is actually the point of this. It's like, this is 2018? Did I date this? This might be 29. When did I graduate high school? This might be 2019. 2018, 2019. Imagine the fucking Windows, like, buffering noise as I try and use my fucking memory recall here. 2019. So this was probably 2019. No, for real though, it's gonna be so bad. But we had, like, an assignment where we had to make art with a message. I hate's a strong word. I don't actually hate it with reflection. I strongly dislike school art classes because it's almost like they're scientifically created to make you hate art. And I think that's kind of fascinating, and we should talk about that. But yeah, for a lot of time I did not like art classes because I found what they wanted you to do for assignments very trivial or very, like, boring, obviously, and that's speaking as a creative, I suppose. But I just found them so empty. You know, like, that's the only way I can think to describe it. And this assignment was, I wrote it on the back, because there's, like, schoolwork note things on the back. But this was an assignment where you have to make art with a message. And I, being my queer little ass in 2018, 2019, I was really fucking with the song by Mother Mother called Reaper Man. Specifically this one section where that's the lyrics on this, but, like, I have no choice but to love myself. God knows I have no choice but to love myself. And that resonated with me because I'm not a very religious person, but it was kind of the idea that, like, again, this is 2018, 2019, this idea that, like, if no one else is gonna have my back or, like, support me in certain ways, then, like, I have to do it for myself. Which is kind of what was the idea behind this. I, like, wrote notes about it on the back. Is that accurate? Am I correct? Yeah, it's supposed to relate to self-love and LGBTQ issues. It's a personal piece. Yeah. But yeah, so that's like 2019 art class thing. I have a few like school things from college and high school that I Oh god, I almost lost a piece of paper. Oh god, the loose paper, no. That's what that is. Let's see, what do we have here? Ah, yes. 2020. So this is during my gap year, I believe, June. Maybe not. Maybe. This side here is D&D characters. This is one of my DDOC set, who was from a campaign, and D&D OC Jasper, who was from the same universe slash, like, campaign as set. They're besties. This side is, costume doodles from an SU AU, like Steven Universe AU, that I, did comics for, temporarily. I have a lot of art scattered around of these bastards from my gap year in 2020. So this is one page of them, and they're set in Jasper there, but there's some costumes from that AU there. This is 2019, February 2019, early 2019. I think this is another Sona thing, or a character that I don't remember I have. Or a character I've redesigned so I don't remember I have. I think this is a Sona thing. Usually when you see a 3-eye motif, it's usually because it's like a Sona related thing, I think. And then Frisk. Underfell? Frisk? God, I wish I labeled these. It has like paint on it and stuff like that, so it's like textured and everything, and it's supposed to be like the buttercups. And it's just something I doodled during like an art class or something. And I was like, oh, there's paint here. Let me draw something that I could use the yellow paint for. So I just have like this little Underfell Frisk thing, which is really funny to me. I still think it's cute though. For something I did in like 2 seconds, there's something about it that I'm still kind of fond of. Funny how the D&D character named Jasper's around the same page as the SUAU sketches. That was like where my brain was split at the time. It was the D&D autism and the Steven Universe autism together on one page. Oh my god, please. This is labeled with a character, which I'm not gonna... Anything that's like YouTuber fan art or something, I specifically grabbed stuff that didn't have their names on it, because I also drew like my own designs for people. So it means I could show you the old art, but as long as no one acknowledges who they could possibly be, I stay alive. This might be 2015. This is older. Or it's 2016, because this kind of has elements of the Frisk and Chara art era. So this might be more like 2016, 2017 stuff. Fucking... God, drawing this on paper, drawing this digitally would be so easy. Drawing this on paper, fucking trying to reference like a shitty pose image, 3 people stacked on top of each other. Deeply ambitious for child me, given the general vibe of everything else I drew being like half bodies or chibis or like deeply ambitious. It's just random things where I got like really ambitious, which I interpret as me like pushing myself a bit with my work, I guess. Not consciously though, but like trying new things. Damn, imagine if I dated things back in the day. Oh, you can see my old artist signature. My real life initials are not AB, it stands for Artistic Box, which was my name on DeviantArt. Before anyone gets too excited with that information, I am 99% sure that account I deactivated. Which is why I said there's no way to find my old art anymore. Because you can't find my old DeviantArt, and my Tumblr, anything pre-2020 is no longer, is now private. Because I'm a stick in the mud. Here's Reese again. This is older than the other Reese I showed you from 2018. As you can see, has the logo on the sweater, has that necklace that I don't have anymore. Hair is very different. You can tell by like 2017, 2018, I was like, man, I gotta teach myself how to draw like non-white ass hair. Like so in like 2018, I started trying to teach myself how to do that, so. Remember kids, it's all about growth. Damn, I was like 16 or 17 and I said to myself, I gotta teach myself how to be able to draw people of color better. And there's fucking grown ass adults today who won't do it. Makes you think. Sorry, I'm gonna be sassy today, I think. I'm feeling sassy. I think we're gonna be sassy. I was right, so that is 2016. The Char and Frisk doodles and stuff like that with that art style. 2016, I was right, because I found something similar that is dated 2016, February 2016. So yes, we have confirmed this general art style with the no neck and the little nib hands and everything. This is 2016 era. We've confirmed this. Peace and love on planet Earth. This was fun. This was me practicing drawing clothing and dresses and stuff like that, I think. So I was also trying to, like, design a dress. So I don't like what's going on here, but I think the sleeves and the actual starry bit is kind of fun. I know for a fact I've drawn this in color digitally at some point, but God knows I can't be bothered to go look for that. 1 second, I have notifications that I must parse. Perfect. They have been parsed. So we have confirmed 2016 is this art style, which means we have another 2016 here of this character. This is a full pen doodle. Another thing I really recommend to people, very healing for traditional art and sketchbooks and keeping yourself fun and loose. Draw in pen, or stuff that you can erase. Once you get used to it, it is kind of good for you. I usually sketch in like mechanical pencil, usually, but I like sketching a lot in colored pen if I can. But I need to get new colored pens or sketch pencils and stuff like that. I got them on my throne, and I gotta give them to myself at some point. Link. So this is like 2016, 2015. My sister is a huge Legend of Zelda fan, and I'm pretty sure I drew this as practice for drawing a birthday gift for her of Link in the Lost Woods. However many years ago now. So this was a practice one I did to figure out how I wanted to draw Link in my style before doing that birthday art for her, which I do remember it vaguely in my head. I drew another piece for her birthday once, which was Legend of Zelda, and that was a Toon Link thing, specifically Wind Waker. But definitely you can tell that I preferred Toon Link's design at the time because of like the way it can be translated into my style and everything. But yeah, little Link. This style is so funny. Like, this old art style is so funny. Because the proportions and everything about it is just so fucked up. Objectively. We're gonna be objective here. But it's still weirdly cute to me and how fucked up it is. It's like a little creature when they're, like, bred in a fucked up way. So they look a little weird, but they're, like, cute still to you. It's kind of like that. There's a word for it that I'm forgetting, but, like... It's like that to me. Alright, last thing from our paper stack to kick this off before we start flipping through like sketchbooks and shit. This, I think, is the oldest thing I grabbed to show you guys, even though I don't have a date for it. I think this might be 2015, 2014. Yeah, it's just a whole thing. Calling... That's the word I was looking for. Calling your old art inbred is a level of hater I can't even imagine. Shit, you're right. Maybe when I said I was being sassy, what I should have said is apparently I'm being a hater today. I'm being a hater today is what I'm being. That fucking cracks me up so much because you're so right though. Alright, so this is 2015. No, this might be earlier. How old are you? This might be 2014. This is pretty old school. It's the oldest thing I grabbed to show you guys. Which is also funny because I put it on the bottom of the pile. But this is old as shit. And this is something where I was like, I never colored things, I never lined things, I never rendered things on paper because I didn't enjoy it. But I wanted to like push myself and do something new. So like I did this like full thing, this full piece. So I think this is like 2014, because this is definitely older a bit than the 2016 stuff, because the proportions are really different. We don't have the little nubby 3-finger hands or anything like that. That's important. That's a milestone. Thank you very much. So this is probably 2014. I would have been 13 years old probably when I drew this. I'm thinking. Because I think I did this while I was in school, which means it would have been past my birthday in July. So, so I probably was 13, 14 when I did this. And I think this will be the oldest thing shown on stream today. But do not fear, you're gonna be fed well with 2016 era stuff. Man, my paper pile has really gotten away from me. That's the nature of paper, they don't flop down cleanly like a book does. Speaking of books, I have like 2 of these, and I don't know where I got these. I must have gotten them from school or something. Because that's like the only reason I can think that I would have stuff in this style. So this is 2017. One of the pages in here is dated, and I don't know which one it was. I'm trying to find you. Where are you? Where am I? Ah, here we go. These are some pages that have, if I can fucking get it. Okay, we're gonna have to do one of these maneuvers. 2017! This is a 2017 sketchbook. I know for a fact I have a 2016 in here somewhere in my fucking stack. So this was early in my musical fan art era. So there's this is the transition period between my old hyperfixation, which was a bunch of different YouTubers and stuff like that I was kind of moving past, and into my new hyperfixation from 2017 to like 2020, 2019 or something like that, which was musicals. So like Dear Evan Hansen, fucking Be More Chill, Jasper and Deadland. I mainly drew stuff for Be More Chill and Dear Evan Hansen, I think. But we might have some strays in here as well from other things. Oh yeah, Percy Jackson from the Percy Jackson musical. Briefly, I drew like one thing for that. So a lot of this is gonna be like musical stuff, I think, with some transition between stuff. So requests. So this is stuff I was drawing for other people. Let's see if I can identify. This was a ship between an OC of mine and character from a past hyperfixation. Her name was Pink. I only recognize her because she has that fucking heart tattoo right there. Otherwise, I would not know who that is. Oh, the Color siblings. They were kind of good, I'll be real. I kind of cooked with them before they were made canon, which was the craziest part of that. I think that's Jake from Be More Chill. That is the Squip from Be More Chill musical. Oh, that page came out. Yeah, some of these booklets and things are like actively disintegrating. Wait till I show you guys one that I have from fucking like 2020 that for some reason is falling apart at the seams. Like, I don't know what I did to that sketchbook in particular, but it is falling apart. Pixel Pokemon sketches call that Pixelmon. Yeah, that's what Pixelmon is nowadays. More requests. We had AU requests for different characters from past fandom. AU, I think, was Angel AU, which was like a really elaborate AU that I had. Some Pokemon were requested, so I think I like drew my favorites. We have Mew, Ditto, Chikorita, and Bulbasaur. I like them. I believe that's Hunk from Voltron. I don't know. I don't know if that's me? One sec. I think I drew that same... Some things blend together in this art style due to lack of definition. So I don't know if that's how I was drawing myself at the time. Or is that... No, this is how I was drawing myself at the time. So that's not me. I'm unsure who that is. Is that Tyler? That might be Tyler. That might be... Another ship, another request. This was an OC ship. That's Reese, and that was a friend's OC that I do not remember the name of. I think it was Veronica. Is it Pidge? No, it is not. I never drew Pidge. I was not a Voltron fan. This was just requests I was taking from people on the Tumblr. I grew up on the Tumblr. But yeah, I never really drew anything Voltron. I wasn't that into it. So that's an OC ship. That's Reese, my OC, and Veronica, I think, the OC of a friend. That's a fusion character, a fusion between three. I think this is a fusion that was, because I had a lot of AUs, because I liked taking Blorbos and then putting them in situations, which is a phrase certain people have war flashbacks to, because I say that about my D&D characters now. I like taking my Blorbos and putting them in situations. I love it. So I'd usually when I was hyperfixating on a fandom or a character, I would take those characters and I would often, either just for art or for like a bunch of stuff, I'd put them in AUs. I think this was the cubed fusion, which was the same character from 3 different AUs, 3 different designs, fused together. Because I did a bunch of fusion designs at one point. Had to make a new Tumblr because I lost the login for my OG one. I'm still on my OG blog. I love putting freaks in situations. God, I can't wait to get to the Hemlock Doodle's lair. I love him. Still exists, just can't access it. Tragic. This is Be More Chill Doodles. I'm pretty sure this is Jeremy. Peter Parker Doodles. Because me and other people were going crazy about the new Spider-Man movie at the time, Homecoming. That is Tyler, who it was earlier. The fact I'm able to identify characters uniquely, despite the sameness of this art style, is crazy. Oh, oh no, this is when my laptop broke. I wonder which time. I went through a lot of laptops. Or near misses with my one laptop. I definitely went through like 2 or 3 laptops though. And I still have my last laptop. And she's struggling. I streamed on that thing for like 2 years. God knows how. Fucking has a heart attack if I ask it to open Firefox nowadays. I think this is Jared from Dear Evan Hansen? I don't actually know. These were design things for an animatic I was considering doing based on a song I grew up with from Brental Floss, if anyone knows that name. This is Christine from Be More Chill. Let's see. This was me sketching something for a Meet the Artist. Look at that little loser. It's funny, we'll actually see sketches of a different Meet the Artist that I never actually did, which is going to be a really funny comparison point. Oh, yes, this was me trying to design a new way to draw myself. Big dork glasses. Like I said, I never really... Yeah, actually, wait, there's a note and there's one at the bottom. I'm so sorry, this is gonna be upside down. It's hard to show this due to the... So it says, "This is the closest to a Sona I'll ever have. Oh, sweetheart, you have a big storm coming when VTubers get popular. Let me tell you." Jasper in Deadland. Trying out, like, weird noodly shape style stuff. I was always changing, dude, I was always changing my art style. Because here's the thing, something that stagnated my improvement as an artist is I would keep, when I got tired of an art style and I wasn't seeing improvement in it, I would just, like, hop ship to a new art style. But the funny thing is, folks, when you just keep hopping from an art style to art style instead of committing to something, you stagnate. Because you're just stagnating in a new font over and over again. So I would hop art styles a lot and just change how I drew because I considered that the same thing as improvement. It wasn't. And then shockingly, my art started getting a lot better when I stopped just switching my art style every like 6 months to a year and I like committed to something. So it's good though, because it's giving me a lot of flexibility with drawing and everything like that. And like adapting styles and making new styles and, you know, trying new things. But it did actively stagnate my art, which is also why there's some whiplash in some of these sketchbooks going from like year to year or something, and it's like, whoa, a lot's happened. It's like, nah, I just burned it all to the ground and started again. So this is actually early concept art, these 2 pages, for CJ's thing, where I mentioned CJ's thing was a game. So currently, CJ's story is like an Omori-esque RPG adventure dealing with like emotions. Oh, you're radioactive. My condolences. It's like an RPG magic world, like magical girls exist in magic, and it's, you know, a Mori-esque RPG kind of shit. The original was a very small, this is gonna sound familiar to how I talk about making games now. It was a very small contained story, kind of inspired visually in some ways by Night in the Woods. Kind of like the scrolling backgrounds, the like going through the days, talking to people. And CJ was the protagonist, and you're investigating the disappearance of Chris, who I still have as an OC. And it's like everything's so different about this now. Like where Rebound as a concept started to where it is now. Two completely separate games. Again, this is one of those things where it's like, I could theoretically take this and salvage it into a new idea, but it was basically, CJ was a paranormal investigator, just like a kid doing their best. Like, it was inspired by like Night in the Woods and Oxenfree. Visually by Night in the Woods, thematically by Oxenfree. And it was about CJ pursuing the death of their best friend, Chris. They were just like two like sad-ass teenagers who were like barely friends, but kind of friends. And yeah, that was like the really OG concept to that. This is Percy Jackson, because people I followed were drawing it, and I listened to it. I was like, ah, cool beans. And so I doodled a guy. This is Be More Chill, Michael Mell. I don't know why he gets last name privileges. Some Michaels. He gets last name privileges because I guess he was my favorite. Oh my god, I actually thought I was at the end of the sketchbook for a second. Oh yeah, Chris's mom and CJ's mom from that game. CJ's dad. Oh my god, CJ had a sibling? No, they do still have their sibling canonically. That's so funny. That's so funny that for a second I forgot CJ's brother was still canonical. A good kid. Good kid. Dog. Dog's still canonical, but dog is way more vague now. Oh, title screen things. Music notes. God, things don't change. You're gonna see fucking spreads in my new sketchbooks that look a lot like this when I'm planning fucking game shit. Here's the monster design, which was like based off of like a fucked up, like completely distorted and glitched out Chris, and like so Ghost and Dream. So this was just called Ghost in my notes, and then there was like the dream or fucked up versions of Chris that would haunt CJ. Oh, this is kind of a treat. So this is when I built a demo in Unity for this game concept. Fucking 16-year-old me cracked open Unity and wanted to make a demo. I got as far as doing the scene setups, a sketched background, and figuring out how to do the camera panning and stuff like that. And like the floor and the collision and like walking controls and everything like that. So the thing I ended up with in like a day-ish of work was a Unity prototype where you had like a background spread, like a scrolling background of CJ's entire room, which you see down here I say is like worth like 4 screens, including the bathroom. So this was the part that I demoed, and I don't think I stuck with the tech demo kind of tester long enough, but I was also going to try and test getting prompts and things to appear with interactions. So I was like planning, like, basically what I was planning was a demo that was just CJ's house, which was the very, very opening of the game. So I wanted to mess around with doing like the interactables, the scrolling screen, just having the animations and interactions and stuff. But I don't think I did not finish it, but I did this section And I got like the work in progress background, the camera, the scroll, being able to move an object around that represents the character. I remember I had like the background PNG, and then I had like a CJ PNG to scale with the background, so that when it was imported in, everything was to scale with each other and all that. Shout out to Past Me for having the gumption to fucking open Unity. I wouldn't do that shit now, are you crazy? You crazy opening Unity? Nowadays? I couldn't be bothered. Don't forget to save your progress. I did it. Okay, if you redeem save your progress, I'm just gonna dog you over the page I'm currently on. Okay. Oh yeah, this is the sketchbook I mentioned. I don't know what the fuck I did to it. It is coming apart at the seams. This is not that old. This is, oh god, is actively falling apart. This is, oh my god. Carby. This is 2019, so it's kind of old, I guess. But what? What are you doing? It's gonna be, you know what, I'm sorry, it's gonna be easier if I rip the fucking cover off. Okay. I'm sorry, that is sacrilege. 2019 is nearly 7 years ago. Shit year, but I have fucking shit from 2016 that is better intact than this piece of shit is. I don't know what I did to it. So this is when I started putting stickers on my sketchbooks, which you'll see kind of from here on out in different ways. Bunch of stickers I got at HandCam, I believe. This is one of Link's stickers, Carbo, Bulbasaur, Spider-Man, and then Gay. And at this time, 2019, I identified as non-binary. That was until about this 2019. I should have realized I'm trans somewhere during this. COVID did heavy damage to it. Yeah, 2019, I thought I was like trans by then. I'm like doing like a timeline in my head. Maybe not, maybe it was 2021 that I officially started identifying as like trans masculine and stuff like that. But that's why you'll see like non-binary stuff sometimes, and with the older depiction of me, how it was more like, I don't even say more feminine just because of the art style or anything, but supposed to be more feminine, more gender neutral. All right, now we're getting into shit. We're gonna see fucking. So this is my SU era. Lot of SU stuff. Oh, here, one sec. Remember that thing I said about how I gave up on sketchbooks? Cool. This is the amount of sketchbook that's used. That's all used. This is the amount of sketchbook that isn't used. I barely got over the halfway point, and I just stopped using the sketchbook, I guess. There's a lot of that. I was a wasteful child, I'm sorry. I was 18 at this point. I was a wasteful young adult. So yeah, a lot of this is SU stuff, I think. OC's an SU, which is good for me because it means I can talk about it. It's okay, the LGBTQ you could be SU. God. Is this the point where Steven Universe sinks its claws into you? This is like the main, this is when I was like actively hyperfixating on it, yes. If you don't have dozens of notebooks and sketchbooks that are half empty, are you even an artist? I'm way better at filling them now, that's for sure. This was like in the middle of it having its grips in me. I don't know, from like, I'm trying to think of years. When did the show end? Geometry Nose era? This is like an evolution of Muppet Nose. This is an evolution of Muppet Nose. Anyway, so... Oh yeah, James had the ribbon. Sorry, I'm like getting immediately in my own thoughts. So this is James. James is the protagonist of a possible game I'll develop again in the future that I came up with when I was Don't piss me off. Sit. Sit here. Don't block my mouth. The movie came out in 2018, it's probably 2019, 2020. Yeah, this is 2019. This is early 20, or, well, mid 2019-ish. The sketchbook. June 2019. I was hyperfixated on it probably from like 2018, 2017? Pre-movie. I was into it from the end of season 1 onwards. I kind of fell out of it season 3 or 4 and then came back really hard for season 5. And then it was just solid hyperfixation from there. So James is the protagonist for a concept I came up with when I was a bab, around the same time as Rebound. That was also supposed to be like a story or a game concept. Currently, this is called Blizzard. Oh, pardon me, I'm sorry, it doesn't work because I'm 2D today. I'm not 3D in my 3D space, you can't throw objects at me. In that case. So the project that James is a part of is currently called Blizzard. It is an RPG Maker horror game. Ugh. That one still works. That one still works. Dowie. Wasn't even in the fandom, and I remember all the Roses Pink discourse. God, it was so fun. I cannot. Being a feeling I can never recapture is being on the ground floor when that fucking became canon. Oh, I think of it wistfully. I've never had a fandom experience like that again. Being a fucking Roses Pink truther, the day it was canonized, it was revealed in the show. Oh, nothing could beat it. Hands down, great, fantastic fandom experience. Oh, the catharsis. No, you get it though. Oh my god. That fucking scene, dude. You guys are gonna get me started on my bullshit. But yeah, no, fuck. Being a Roses Pink truther, cause like, I was kind of on the side of it for the entire show with the foreshadowing and like seeing people talk about the foreshadowing and stuff. And then like fucking Jungle Moon, I think is the name of the episode. Oh. Oh, I love you, Wrap It Up Redeem. You're very rarely used, but I love you. Oh, God. Fucking Jungle Moon with the Stevani flashback thing with fucking, Yellow and everything. That's when I was like, oh yeah, there's no way that she's not Pink Diamond. Yeah, he really internalized that one. Your circles are so circle, fuck you. I was really good at sketching circles on paper. I don't do all that work anymore, but I was really particular about my circles back in the day. This is Yogscast fan art, which I only drew because my friend at the time is like still really into the Yogscast and everything, so sparsely I have art that I drew for them in here that was Yogscast. Being on the other end of this and just knowing that Rose is pink, it's kind of hilarious imagining people, oh, it was contentious. People were fucking pissed. Queenie! Oh my god, we're in 2019 and we're already getting to the point where I can talk about game dev. Life is beautiful. Queenie! Queenie is a character from Pop Rockin' Curly. You earn $1 million if you remember me ever talking about my game Pop Rockin' Curly. You earn 1 million smackaroons. I retired that life, I'm still salty about it. Pop Rockin' Curly is a point-and-click adventure game that I am working on, and Queenie is kind of like a dummy NPC that I made that might actually get written into the full plot. Queenie is Pop Rock's ex-girlfriend. Pop Rock is the detective that you play as. Curly is your sidekick and the one you're trying to help solve a crime for. Queenie is an active criminal, and Pop Rock and her used to date. And then Pop Rock, like, got through the police academy or the detective academy or, like, whatever, and was like, hey, we should probably break up. And then they were both really normal about it forever. And they're absolutely not little freaks about each other. Not even remotely. Queenie will not look like this if she makes it to the final game. Not only artistically, but because the style and time period of Pop Rock and Curly has gotten a lot more grounded, so she'll be more 1950s gangster, I imagine. August, we have a CJ. Amore. I love you, Amore. She was my first D&D character. Oh, a prompt thing. Draw a character with the opposite personality. Okay. Pop Rock and Curly as a name of a point and click is so ironic because it's literally the abbreviation for point and click is PNC, and the abbreviation of the game is PNC. Or PRNC if you do Pop Rock and Curly. But like it's a cheeky little thing with the name where it's PNC and it's a PNC game that's called PNC. Because I think I'm funny. Pop Rock and Curly is just also just an iconic name in general. My mind has always been huge. I just know how to utilize it better now. But yeah, Pop Rock and Curly, that game concept, is the reason we're playing point-and-click adventure games on stream, so that I can play them, I can study them, I can understand them, and copy them. And by copy, I mean learn from their mistakes actively, but like... Research. Yeah, I don't have the free time to do it, so it's a stream activity now. So this is one of my OCs, Jay. He looks so... Okay, we're doing the comparison. I have the OC references right here. Where's Jay? Jay in general looks so different to me now. This is Jay's current design, 2023. I've drawn Jay sporadically, I think the past like year or two, other than this. But Jay's design wasn't really giving doctor or scientist like I wanted it to, so I fixed that. And then there's his less uniform design, which he has. And you might recognize that symbol from being from Reese's sweater. They're all from the same universe. Reese, Jay... CJ isn't, no, but Reese and Jay are. So Jay ends up crashing with Reese towards the beginning of their story. And they're kind of gay, and he kind of... And Reese kind of lends Jay a shirt. It's a little gay. Relevant meme. The Crash Out comic? Okay, let me open this. Oh, okay, KO. Okay, wait, this is pretty good. Let me put this up on stream. This is past the vibe check. We're putting it on stream. Not browser source. My apologies. Not a browser source. A window capture. Your TikTok is past the vibe check. Oh god, now I gotta do this with my keyboard not being in my main area. Hold on.
Game, you can count the hairs on this dude's arms. I'd pay $90 easy. That's it! I'm banning graphics from games! All graphics are banned until fun becomes the point again! You
This is me.
play obscure Japanese techniques adventures until the situation improves!
That's unironically me. Also, another thing that I feel in my soul is that thing where it's like, I want game developers to spend longer on games and make worse games or whatever for more pay. Make worse games for worse pay or whatever the fuck it is. Unironically me. Oh god, it's so fucking funny. You will play obscure Japanese text adventures until the situation improves. Oh god. I feel that in my fucking soul, though. I remember when people were, like, trying to tell me, text-based games, games that are mostly just reading and experiencing a story interactively, that's not a video game. And I just remember being in that conversation, grabbing my phone, and Googling, like, the earliest video games that were those fucking ones that showed you a picture on screen. Actually, no. Not even, like, the OGs. It was just all text, and you type in your text responses and shit, right? Text adventure, like, literally what that TikTok's like. And I just held up the phone of a wiki page, and I pointed to the line on the wiki page for text adventure games, where it literally called it, like, a video game. And I was like, hey, are these not video games? An interactive story? Or you're playing a game and you're deriving joy and entertainment out of it? Is that not a video game? And they were like, no, Pong is the earliest video game. And I was like, okay, cool, I'm gonna kill you with hammers. And then no one ever saw that person again, because I killed him with hammers. I think the first PC game was a text game about exploring a cave, and I can't remember its name for the life. Yeah, Colossal Cave Adventure, which, if I recall correctly, was made by fucking the Sierra couple. Is that right? Was it was either the Sierras or like another famous, like, powerhouse OG devs. One sec here. Yeah, so Colossal Cave. Oh no, they did the new one. I think they worked on the new one. There's like a remake or something they worked on. Maybe that's why I'm thinking of the Sierra couple. I call them the Sierra couple. It's literally like the people who founded Sierra, for people who are familiar with that game company. But no, so this was actually made by William Crowther, and then updated a year later by a man named Don Woods. I'm trying to see, am I crazy? Oh, yes, sorry, yes, so a 3D remake of the game called Colossal Cave was released, by Craigness Entertainment as their first title in 2023. It was designed by Ken and Roberta Williams, the co-founders of Sierra Entertainment. But anyway, fucking as early as 76 we were getting text-based adventure games. Like, you know? Anyway, I respect visual novels as a storytelling medium and as a game medium so much, same with text-based adventures. And like, obviously that's mainly what I create as a game developer, so I'm very passionate about like they're real games to me, especially because I make them and see them as games and as art and stuff like that. Anyway, Spencer, I feel that fucking TikTok you sent me in my goddamn soul, and I think I'm favoriting it so I never ever lose it. Okay, let's see. OC stuff. Let's see. CJ. Visual novels can be iterated on so much as well. There's a lot of room to grow and be expert. Exactly, it can be so diverse. Say people that won't play the original couple FF despite it being peak. SU stuff. So this is a comic storyboard. White Diamond Steven. That was/is a popular SU AU that has an original comic. Another SU. Dude, the movie coming out in fandom culture, the SU movie coming out in fandom culture was game changing as a ground floor member. The amount of AUs that exploded out of this fandom after the movie came out, crazy. Pre-movie, not a lot of AUs. Maybe some little things here or there, whatever. Like very non-canon compliant, just like fun AUs or whatever. Fucking movie hits, shitload of like in-depth, expansive to the canon of the show and movie AUs. Insane. Still marveling at the fact that that shit just blew the fuck up over time. Yeah, White Diamond AU is still going strong. Back to my roots, fucking 2019 drawing old fandom shit. Oh, my Kirby design! My human Kirby design. He's just a baby. He's just a little guy. I should revisit that sometime. I drew a little bit of... I have two, actually. I have two Kirby designs. I have a design based on the anime, and then I have, like, a general Kirby design. I prefer the anime design that I did, personally. Corby Redeem When. If you tell me what the Kirby Redeem should be, I'll do the Kirby Redeem. I will not... If we can think of a good Kirby Redeem as a unit, we can come up with a Kirby Redeem, and there will be a Corby Redeem. Corby suck. Well, I don't know about that. So this was an AU design for, like, a Magical Boy Steven AU, which is funny because I'm in an SU Zine, in a side Zine, where I drew this AU for that project. I should post that, maybe? I can, like, do that now. Oh my god, I'm going... You need to quit it. Hey, buddy. You need to quit it. I'm not expressive today. I don't move much today. If you sit directly in front of my fat little mouth, my fat little head, how are the people supposed to know? How are the people supposed to know when I'm talking? Don't smile at me with them dumb old eyes. This fucking guy. Sit down. He's just a little guy. Well, he sucks. Oh god, what fusion was this? Pearl, Steven, and Garnet, I think. This was before an episode dropped. They were teasing a new fusion, which I think ended up being Rainbow Quartz 2.0, actually. But I was really hoping for a triple fusion, because we don't really got a lot of those off the top of my dome that are canon. When you wing live, it looks like he's flossing. I hate that you're right. This little goober. So this, I think for a chunk of the rest of the sketchbook, this is me doing SUAU, comic sketches, mainly, in fan art. Was it Rainbow 2.0 or Smoke? It was Rainbow 2.0, cause this was before Blackbird came out, or Bluebird, or whatever that episode's called. The one where he's babysitting Onion in future. That, I believe, was the episode where we were getting fusion content, and I was like, oh my god, new fusion? And then it was Rainbow, who technically debuted at the end of the main show, and all that, but still new in the sense that we had not seen anything canonical personality-wise out of Rainbow. Yeah, a lot of SU stuff, me being like, how do I draw the gems? I usually only draw Steven. How do I draw the gems? A lot of AU stuff. Animatic stuff, storyboarding, and everything. Oh, Lapis. Oh, this was me drawing Lauren's D&D characters, so the siblings of her main D&D character. Was this, when was this, December? I wasn't hanging, I must have been talking with her. I think she was info dumping at me about her D&D characters and sending me art of them, and I was like, awesome, cool, I'm gonna be mentally ill. Yeah, Albert! Yeah, that's right, okay. So the character she plays is called Albert, but he has like a million sisters and siblings, so there's Anya, Andy, and Amelia, and shit like that, and Albert was just going through the fucking ringer at the time, and I'm like, god. Wow, I'm stressed and depressed. Well, he's Texan, so I guess it would be, wow, I am stressed and depressed. I love you, Texan OCs. This is more SU this is a lot. of concept art and behind the scenes stuff for a Steven Universe AU that I had. I'm late, my ass was cyberpunking. Hello. So this is January 2020 we're getting into, because we've crossed into the new year. We started mid 2019. So we're crossing into early 2020 now. Sorry, pardon the boobs. Twitch, don't kill me. Sorry, I was doing figure drawing. Twitch, don't kill me. I was busy applying to college, as you do during these times, making my portfolio stuff for that. Jesus, I did so much concept stuff. So this is a different Steven Universe comic AU thing that I did work for, because it was a fanfic, but I did comics for it. This was a bunch of the storyboarding for those early comics, I think. This is foundational fandom history for somebody out there. Seeing my fucking concept art for these. My storyboards. I love how vague they are, but like, they worked for what I wanted. Oh, I never even fucking got to working on these. That's right. Yeah, I didn't even get to do these episodes. Cause like, it was so much fucking work, and I could like do it way better now as a more experienced artist who like knows how to pace their work a bit better. But these were like fully colored, rendered, lined, like full ass comics I was doing. And like, the writer had already like pre-written, I believe, like nearly all of the fic. So if they wanted to keep on schedule, I had to draw fast enough to keep up with their schedule. Not that they forced me to. I should have said something. I should have been so ambitious. But it was crazy. Crazy time. Very stressful project. Ugh. Very fun though. I don't really regret it. It's crazy. I didn't know this was like, most of this is like these comic concepts and everything. Crazy. And then after this point, the sketchbook is empty, as I discussed, because I kind of just gave up on my sketchbook. So what? Oh yeah, that one makes a sound when it lands. Oh, how convenient! This one has such nice dating on it. End of 2018 to mid 2019. So now that we're in the sketchbooks, they're probably going to be more inconsistent when it comes to like the order we go in. I love you. I love these Kirby stickers. I got them from Redbubble, I think. They're so baby. They're so cute and baby. I love them. Alright. Let's see here. Oh god, I hit the microphone. Oh god, I'm hitting my water bottle with this fat-ass sketchbook. Oh, this one's like actually full. Groundbreaking activity. This one's actually like full. Oh my god. Alright, let's lock in a bit here. So, test doodles. God, these smudged so bad. This is like bad paper. Oh, this is when I was working on sticker designs and stuff, because I had a Redbubble back in the day. So I was doing like sticker designs and little chibis and stuff like that. So this is Lenny. This is another one of my OCs, Len. This was business card. Wow, look at me. I'm so business forward. I was making a business card when I was fucking 17 years old. Mr. Business over here? You joking? Oh, these are concepts for a series of art that I finished. It was dessert pieces, lineless art, fully rendered dessert pieces of my OCs that some of my faves, along with some desserts that I felt represented them. This is me doing like the posing stuff, and then down here I thumbnailed all of them. See, here's the beginning of Sticky Notes, 2018, 2019, sticky noting begins. Peace and love is reached on planet Earth. I start putting sticky notes in my sketchbook so I don't hate myself. Yakuza 0 stickers. I did a Majima and Kiryu sticker based on Judgment and 24-Hour Cinderella. I remember these chibis. Oh my god. Wait, what is this? Hold on. What is this? Why does this look like it's like a beta version of an exercise in emotional honesty, but like 4-6 years earlier? God, I did not flip through these thoroughly enough. I did a good old like when I was looking at these just so I could place the time period. That's crazy. Was this basically like... Yeah, actually, it kind of looks like... Okay, so I was fucking transing my gender in late 2018. That other sketchbook that had the non-binary thing on it must have been early 2018 then. Yeah, no, this is bizarre. This really does look like a beta version of what eventually came in Exercise in Emotional Honesty. Not all the same stuff and everything like that, but like kind of that exact thing where it's like asking questions, interacting with like a direct representative of me, the creator. Crazy. Miscellaneous OC doodles. This is RK, my beloved. I can also once again show you art of what RK looks like in the year of our Lord 2023. If I'm not silly and can find RK. There's RK. This is RK's current design. They were originally ginger and shit like that, but that's not the case. Always have been canonically blind, but I defined it better and everything. Yeah, that's RK now. It's RK back in the day. The only thing the same between them is them fucking braces. More requests for art. Riley, which was like a lot of people, my followers, like Fave OC, Amore, my beloved. I love her. My first... I love when I drew something I didn't want to draw for school, and I just fucked around. Oh, fuck. So these are art exercises, which means some of my art stuff from classes might be in here. 2018 RK looks like that guy from Panty and Stocking. God, that could have been inspiration. Who's to say? Oh, ad break in 55. Some comics. Oh, here's Jay and Reese being gay. I mentioned they're kind of gay. Here's literally the scene I was describing of Reese giving Jay the shirt and everything like that. Homosexuality is happening in this scene. The gays, the gays. Yeah, I do have art class stuff in here. There's like anatomy studies and things and style stuff. Oh, this is from a game concept of mine that got canceled, actually. Another monster dating simulator. It was supposed to be a kind of tongue-in-cheek, kind of genuine... Well, tongue-in-cheek in the sense that it was very aware of the fact that it was, like, the most overdone dating sim idea in 2018. It was like a monster high school, college dating sim thing. But beyond that, it was like a genuine dating sim thing with 4 dateable characters and 4 storylines and blah blah blah. If you haven't heard me talk about this on stream before, this one will probably not come back as a game I revisit or concept I really revisit. I'm probably going to be reusing the characters from it because they've been great. These are really old designs. This is not what they look like in their current iteration. Well, used mostly the same. The other 3 are pretty different now. But this project, I was writing it, I had done all of the character sprites, which was like multiple expressions, multiple poses, multiple outfits. There are so many sprites in this game for expression and detail and everything like that. Across all of the characters, side cast and main cast. Then, all of the files got corrupted. I lost all of the art just as I finished the last character. So I canceled it. I was in the process of working with an artist for the backgrounds. I was actively commissioning music. I have a song, a finished character theme, somewhere. Somewhere deep in my files or my email, we finished one song. I wonder if I could find it. Found it. Immediately found it. Immediately found it. This was the character theme for her. I want to work with this musician again so badly. Cannot stress that enough if I can fucking find them. It's Twitter screenshot of Just McElroy reacting to Slimer in the 2016 Ghostbusters movie. That's really funny. So, let's see. This isn't the finished one, actually. Is it? This is either the... So I have the finished version of her character theme, and I have the work in progress version of his character theme. So she's like a ghost delinquent. And I don't remember. I don't remember what these sound like, so I might not even like these now. Never mind, it fucks. It fucks, never mind. So this was her finished character theme. So it was supposed to be kind of like, so it was gonna be a very chiptune-y soundtrack. And her theme was supposed to be kind of like plucky or like battle music-y. You know what I mean? Like energetic, but like with a certain undertone to it. There's some deep lore right now. Canceled game projects. So, and of course, obviously, because she's a ghost, I wanted like some goofy little spooky things in there. You can't see it, but I'm nodding my head with this. I need to find this musician again so I can work with them again. But when I went last to go look for them again, they've disappeared off the face of the fucking planet, and I've never been more angry. But like, they could slay a new soundtrack for me. There, so that is her character theme. I think it fucks. Reviewing this, knowing what I wanted out of it back in the day, it fucks so hard. Because I feel like it's energetic and has a good beat to it and stuff, but it has, like, the spooky ghost undertones of her character in there. It also still comes off, like, the theme of a delinquent punk character kind of thing. Her thing was that she had, like, the big jacket. She was very stereotypical, like, Japanese, specifically. Japanese delinquent. So she had the big jacket, she had, like, the big pants and everything, she had a face mask. She wore her face mask because she had, a gunshot wound in her face and stuff like that. So... But... yeah, these characters I've redesigned. This is their very first concept, so even when we got to the dating game concept, they looked pretty different. And a lot had changed and everything, so this is very, very early concept art. She was basically the exact same. The other three had a bit of a redesign. So let me pull up, because I have it here too, actually, in my email. I have the work in progress theme that we never finished for Austin. I think this one I was struggling with more. Oh, he was called Alex at the time. In these notes he's called Austin, but in this email he's called Alex. Perfect starting soon music for Halloween streams. Shit, you're right. Rocky, your mind. I do own that song. It's paid for. So, like, I own that song, and I've never had a reason or excuse to use it for anything. Shit, you right. Damn. Solved it in one. I finally get to use that song for something. Oh, by the way, wait here, before we get to Alex's theme, I should note that Yu's theme was called Spookaban. Spookabon? Spookabon. Alex's theme was called Jock Jams, because he is the jock character. So this is the work in progress for Alex. It's very parade to me. Who is a football player? I'm gonna casually reread my emails in the meantime. Pre-game marching band. Yeah, exactly. One sec. I just want to. Do I have my notes in this email? So I was getting these themes like late 2019, early 2020. And it was like early 2020 in March-ish, give or take, that I lost all the files for this project. All of my art files for the project. So yeah, we finished Yu's theme, and then Alex's / Austin's theme got as far as that. Take me out. Yeah. So these characters, by the way, let's see. There was Austin / Alex. I don't know which is his current canonical name. I'm gonna go with Austin. Werewolf Jock. Elliot. Witch. Drama kid witch. Elijah, antisocial nerd vampire. And you, ghosted delinquent. That was their like spooky creature and their trope. I'm still quite fond of them. I think they're quite fun, and they had like fun little storylines. It was like based in high school kind of thing, because like I was coming out of high school when I was writing it and stuff, like 2017, 2018, 2019. So it was like a high school setting, dating sim and stuff. It was supposed to be just kind of lighthearted and goofy. The like main crux of the storylines would be like trying to ask each of these characters to prom. And there would be hate ending, friendship ending, and prom ending, like romantic intended ending and stuff like that. And they each had their own different plot lines. It's coming back to me now. Let's see. Austin was trying to keep the student council afloat and balance all of his responsibilities and being a people pleaser. Elliot, you were in drama class together and were putting on a romantic, like, cute play together about, like, a witch and a human or something like that, and you were working with them to make the show really good. I distinctly remember Elliot's bad ending is that they kick you out of the performance and do the play as a one-man show, and it's like it's better than if you had done it together, because in that ending you would have been like shirking your responsibilities anyway. So I just remember distinctly their bad ending is that they just like slay on a stage for like 2 hours by themselves. Elijah's route I don't think was particularly developed. They were an art kid, so I think it was like about art class and like confidence and artistic growth and stuff like that was Elijah's plotline. Yu's plotline was about her family, because her brother, which I don't know if he is in this sketchbook, he is right there. Her brother also goes to the school, her younger brother, and they have like family drama, or like kind of beef or whatever. I think her story was about like family and like connections and like her not feeling close to people and everything. I think that was kind of her deal. But yeah, then we have side characters. That's the principal. Principal was just like a little crow. Hinata, which is not his name. Or was it? What? I remember his name was Akio at one point, but I don't know if Hinata is his new name and Akio was the old name, or if Akio's the current name and Hinata was the old name. That's Yu's brother. This is Hazel. This is Austin's best friend, who is the OC and creation of actually friend of channel Ollie Dolly, longtime viewer, longtime friend. That is actually Ollie's character that was being lent to the project as Austin's best friend. Love Hazel. This was B. B and Akio were Elliot's clique, because Elliot was like kind of a popular bitch character. So Akio and B, the slime gal, were Elliot's like NPC friends kind of thing. I like how I was like, I could draw her in my normal art style. I want to draw her like this though. Dorian, this is the player character's best friend, a zombie. Very briefly was considered to be like a deer or an antler, like with antlers, or a jackalope or something, and then I went with zombie. And to me, these are tied together in my head for his design, for their design. But it wouldn't make sense to you, you don't live in my brain. So yeah, Dorian. This is Chris and Riley. This is OCs I've mentioned. I can pull up their current designs because I like doing that right now. This is Riley. This is Riley's current design. They do be magical girls in the context of their story. They are part-time magical girls because being a magical girl in their universe is akin to a part-time job. So they are both part-time magical girls, and they do it together for extra money. And I think that is so beautiful of them. But yeah, here's their current designs. Next to these ones. This is like the only time I've ever tried to design their actual magical girl, like weapons and outfits and stuff like that. I still, to this day, do not have canonical designs for those, for that. Which really goes to show how much I've cared about that. It's still important to the world building and their characters, but you can tell that, like, I myself as a person am not particularly committed to the concept. There's CJ. More OCs. Reese we've seen before. Amor, my first D&D character. Len. Let me pull up a Len. (2023). This is, well, I guess it's not Len, it's Lee. Lee or Lenny. But this is what one iteration of Len's current design. Get that out of here. You won't be able to see me if I do that. This is Toby. God, we're just doing the all-star cast of my OCs at the moment. My non-game related OCs. This is Toby. This is what Toby looks like right now. Kind of a lot of the same shapes and stuff like that, but a more focused execution on like the eco-punk kind of fashion that Toby has. Delete those images. Shitload of Toby. I was really locked into Toby. I'm glad that this is entering my, like, OC original project era. This is for another monster dating simulator. This is me doing backgrounds and thumbnailing what I wanted from them. I was considering mimicking the Monster Prom style to keep it simple, where it's like a cutout background kind of thing. And they were going to be like flat color, like monotone palettes and stuff like that, just to keep them like simpler. This is Charlie. It took me a second. This is Charlie. Would you believe it? This is another OC of mine. It's Charlie. This is back when Charlie had other stuff going on, and this is like a honeycomb like pattern thing on their body. Because they had like some associations with gold and like honey and bees and stuff like that. And this was like tryptophobia warning. This was like honeycomb like going into their body or skin. It was kind of like crystallized or like not gory, but it was like in their skin like 3-dimensionally and stuff like that. Don't remember if this was a temporary idea or if I did it for like a reason. Oh, yes, I toyed with having these guys be like an Ask comic or something, or like a Tumblr blog for a while, because I wanted to do something with like Toby and RK and Charlie, Toby, RK, and Annie, who we haven't seen yet, but she might be in the sketchbook, meaning she gets to be acknowledged, but... these were sketches for something I ended up making pixel art out of back in the day. Kind of like character cards. I'm holding my hand up as if the camera is where it normally is on my computer, and it's not. But these were like character cards kind of thing, so it had like their stats and levels and stuff like that, art of them, and then their inventories and everything. Yeah, these ended up being pixel art that I did. Notes for another monster dating simulator, NPC doodles, some vintage doodles. Oh, this is the guy who didn't like musicals that had come out. Still a banger. Still a banger, I must say. A lot of Reese doodles. Whenever I wasn't drawing concept art for something, it was really just mindless doodling. Oh, I don't have art of her nowadays, but she's from the same story as like Reese and Jay and them. She's a villain character now. HalCon adjacent doodles? I don't remember the context for these. February, that one didn't HalCon. Oh god, what? This was a D&D character of mine. This is one of my gods, I think. She was the murder victim in a murder mystery D&D campaign. And there's me doing the same concept again. Being like, I can make it better. There's Elliot's redesign. I was like, I wonder when that's gonna show up. Elliot's redesign. We go back here. Oh my god, please. This is what Elliot looked like before, and then this is, yeah, okay, you can see the redesign down here too, actually. But yeah, this is Elliot's redesign. There. Miscellaneous doodling. No idea who this character is. Actively do not remember. Riley, James, CJ, Mon. Oh god, where's Mon? There you are. Hard to see because the doodle is yellow. This is Mon. This is Mon's current design. Back in the day, the child had a lot more eyes. Less eyes nowadays. Still a little freaklet. Might bring back the multiple eyes. That kind of fucked. I still think about it every time I see the old art. Kind of fucks. Oh my god, I'm gonna have to take a break to get dinner at some point. I'm getting hungry and also out of breath from all the sprinting I'm doing through this, like... We're only on the second fucking sketchbook and it's been 2.5 hours. I gotta speed this up a little bit, don't I? We have so much gabbing to do later. A lot of OC stuff, a lot of like CJ and them. Ugh, The Walking Dead Clementine. Ugh, Clem. My beloved. This might have been when the game ended. When the last chapter had finally like come out and everything. And I was like thinking, I was rotating thoughts in my head about The Walking Dead and Clementine. God, maybe I should play this on stream sometime. I have so many thoughts and feelings about them. This is like officially like my OC era, you know what I mean? Very healing after being like exclusively a fandom artist. I say as soon as I turn to fan art for Dear Evan Hansen. So this is when I was probably getting out of my musical hyperfix. It didn't last. It lasted a few years, and I still love musicals, but oh my god, Annie! That means I get to pull up the I get to pull up the new Annie art. Annie, my beloved. Respect trans women or die by my hands. I love you, Annie. Annie McBride, the woman you are. Every time we hit a new OC that we haven't talked about yet, I gotta pull up any, like, if I have the references next to me in this folder I'm in, I gotta pull them up. Bunch of Mon. Oh, yeah, so Mon... This is when I was developing lore for this series, which I won't super get into, but basically people are, like, spliced with bugs and stuff like that. First was a beetle, which is, like, why I changed the eye situation. She had too many eyes. Bunch of different versions of Amor, You Will Never Leave. I made you in like 2016. I will never forget you. Heart emoji. Search for using the Yoshi version of Athletic instead of just Athletic. This was for Rebound. CJ's Magic. CJ's Magic is based on his emotions, but it's about like emotional deregulation. So basically the powers and thereby connected emotions control CJ more than CJ controls them. It's kind of like a thing about mood swings and emotional deregulation and stuff like that. Javier, he's not Javier nowadays, he's Javier, which is probably really confusing for Javier if they're still in chat. Javier, previously Javier, because it was French for a while. But here's my Javi, my OC Javi. Not like a ton different from the two designs, to be fair. From here to here, the main thing that changed was actually just his name. He still looked like this in this design with different hair. And I'm Javert. Listen, he was called Javert for a bit because the story that he's from with Reese and Jay and Lenny and stuff like that, it has some convoluted inspirations in fucking Les Mis, which are really hard to like explain because they weren't conscious, they were accidental. So that's why for a brief period, because he was originally French even before the Les Mis-ing, I was named Javert because he was a French fuck, and I love Les Mis. Chris, Riley, Mon, Now, Jay, Len, but Len with short hair, because Len gets his hair cut before he gets married in the story. Drawing OC faces better / more accurate. This is me being like, I gotta get more shape in my work. I need more shape, guys. I gotta get more shape in there. Austin. So Austin was his canon name. Alex must have been really outdated from that email then, Austin. My brain immediately going to shock from date everything. This is Jane Reese, Gay People. This is Yogg's cast fan art for that friend I mentioned. So a bunch of Yogs just based off stuff they were doing and art for them. Let's see. I gotta be faster. I can't lollygag now. And this is the last page. Chris, Reese, Vanessa. Vanessa gets a mention, which means I get to whip out the art. Let's go. Vanessa. This is Vanessa's current design. You can see her down there. Still has her cherry motif. I don't think you can even see. I don't think you can even see her cherry tattoo on this ref. Even the one with her jacket off. Is it visible? No, I moved it to her gloves. That's right. Nah, this is before Vanessa FNAF. They took it from me. They took it from me, they did. Good lord, that is a beefy sketchbook. I gotta fucking speedrun these or we're never gonna finish this. We're on sketchbook 2 out of fucking 11. Or wait, no, that was sketchbook 3. Sketchbook 3 out of 11. Oh my god, my bones. Alright, do I risk doing one more and then taking my break to go make food? Or do I call it right now? Oh, I can probably bang another one of these out. We got some small ones. Let's see. Oh, this one's like a solid, this is a college sketchbook, I think. Is this 2020 or 2021? 2020. Alright. This is when I was still prepping to apply to college, which we saw some of that in another sketchbook, and this is like another exercise thing I did for college. I still own that guy. I'm pointing at him. You can't see it, but we're gonna point at him. Trying to find him, but I think you might actually. Oh no, I see him. Now I'm pointing at him. He's sitting on my Kirby shelf. I know this guy. We have a 2020 sketchbook, which unfortunately means it's mostly full, so we are speed running it. I want to like take the time to meaningfully talk about things, but it's hard when like you have so much to show off. So this is characters from that SUAU I mentioned, different variations of Steven basically. Majima, I love you, Majima. There's Set. I can actually pull up Set's newer art, I think. Did I, what year did I do his new designs? Here they are, okay. He's called Scylla now, actually. Cut it in half and do a part 2. Oh, I'd rather not for the sake of my schedule. Unfortunately, I did want this to be a single stream, even if it is a beefy stream. So this is his current design. I renamed him Scylla instead of Set. That's this lad's current design. Not honestly a lot has changed in the actual design. Yes, alas, I don't think I'll be able to do just a second half of this, because like I'm trying to wrap up some loose ends before I start my new job in a few days. My brain blanked out because I got distracted. I'm starting my new job in a few days, so I'm trying to get some stuff done before then. And getting these nice little streams that were... Oh my god, I have to pull up Nathan's new art too now. Nathan and Scylla are the same person. I'm not getting into it, but here's Nathan's new design. I should draw Nathan more. I really like Nathan's design. But alas, I do not have, like, really the time to just do, like, 2 big sketchbook streams, which kind of sucks. Because there's so much to show. There's so much to show. What does this say? Fun fact, I draw a hero with pearl mannerisms because I like drawing him as a prissy bitch. Amazing. So yeah, this is a lot of stuff for that SUAU I worked on. Oh, this is one of my, this is my DM Sona. Again, 3 eyes. Comic sketches. Tootsie's an old D&D character that's been shoved into the forget hole. Because the campaign that he was for was like a nightmare. But he's a tabaxi, but there's also a human design because of some stuff. But he was a tabaxi. He was a little cat boy. Oh my god, this was so funny. Me and a friend of mine, Flynn, got into Back to the Future and like watched together, and Flynn got really into it. And we had this series of running jokes where it's like, what if Marty McFly came from 2020 instead of like 1980s or something? And it was just so fucking funny to me. It was basically the whole joke was Marty McFly, except he was using modern slang in like the 50s. And it was, we had fun with that. We shitposted so hard with that. OC's my beloved, my Blorbos. The Blorbos from my brain. I feel like a lot of this stuff, there probably won't be... This is college. This is the beginning of college. Pixel should be in here. Pixel concept art should be in here if this is the beginning of college. Oh, this is a game. This is a game me and a bunch of my classmates made up in college. Where it was like a puzzle game or something, and the whole thing was that a lady, like a witch lady, stole your chicken. You're like the egg witch, and she steals your pet chicken. And it's kind of secretly lesbians. That was like a thing. CJ, Riley, fucking landmark OCs, they're everywhere. Why upside down? Is the rest of it upside down? No, okay. Oh, wait, hold on, sorry, I'm gonna rush. Hold on. Fuck everything else. I saw, well, okay, maybe not fuck everything else, but I saw load-bearing pixel concept art. Never before seen pixel concept art. Where is he? Ah, gay people, monsters. Okay. Lore time. So, February 12th, 2021. Technically, well, February 19th, 2021, Pixel's birthday. If Pixel's birthday wasn't my birthday, that would be his birthday. So, around this time, I learned what VTubers were. I was like, wow, I love the art and the design stuff that goes into VTubers. I should make one of those. So, this was the first idea, because very popular were like animal ones, right? So, I wanted to do like a dog boy one, because I get assigned dog. What year was this? 2021. This is the beginning of 2021. Pixel was born. So this design eventually became my OC, Jones, who some who have like a vintage membership card will remember was my April Fool's VTuber. The reason Jones was my April Fool's VTuber is because of his origins in being Pixel's like one of the possible options that would have become Pixel. I'm just staring at him, just staring at Jones. I like him. I like him a lot. But yeah, I used him as a April Fool's for 1 or 2 years there. Pre-alpha. But yeah, so there's this concept which eventually became Jones. And then I was like, no, it's not, Dog Boy's cute and it kind of fits me, but like I don't fuck with it. Plus like my username on Tumblr and everything, what people called me was Pixel. And I'm like, well, sorry, my body's fighting me real quick. I was like, well, he's cute and stuff, but like, he doesn't look like a Pixel. And it's gonna be confusing if my username is pixel.gamer, but like, my Sona, my like, Pixel Dog Gamer, you get it. You get it. You get it. God, I have a furry design I have to tell you guys about at some point, thanks to Charlie Beansbrick. Pixel does have a furry design that has been drawn by other people that I have never, like, technically made canon, but he does have a furry design. That's a whole other can of worms. A friend of mine in college made him a furry design, and I kind of had that for a few years, and I never drew it or did anything with it. And then recently, Charlie Beansprig, friend of channel Charlie Beansprig, as like a thank you or as like a trade for doing their new channel trailer, which I made, was like, hey, let me draw you something. And I was like, oh, okay. I was like, oh, you mostly draw like furries and stuff like that. So I gave them the old furry design and I gave them like Pixel's new reference. I was like, if you want, you could update this design to match his new design. And then Charlie did that, and it's so fucking cute. You can see it in the fan art reel. A little doggo. But I haven't done anything with it yet. Pixel does have a furry design. Anyway, fucking load-bearing Pixel concept art. Okay, so this is the pre-canon, like 0.0 Pixel design that technically was canon when I started streaming with him. Pixel was originally an android with a TV in his stomach. So Pixel wasn't a virtual assistant computer program. Pixel was an android. And he was gonna have like the cozy kind of nerd motif and everything, big earrings and stuff that I loved wearing, his fucked up glasses. He had like these Tetris cube things that were like a motif or like just a visual interest thing. Teletubby. You can see that's the back of the TV. It's like a CRT. And he would have the wires coming from the back. So it's like a computer or like a TV in his stomach. And he would have like the HDMI and like the VGA and whatever the fuck, like the wires coming out the back, right? More of the doodle, so it was like the big hoodie, there's the wires, big earrings. He had the dot eyes and everything like that. Just drawing a funny little guy. And then Pixel was born. I probably would have done his ref sheet shortly after this. Fuck, I wonder if I can excavate that. Let's see, this is, well, February 2021 actually gives me a really good, here we go, March 2021. From a file just called Mascot. Here is Pixel Point 1.0 or whatever. Technically, this is his canonical 1.0. I say technically because the TV Android part of things never really appeared on stream. So technically, I can say he's always been a virtual assistant. But technically, the paperwork contradicts me. February 2021, I was replying to Addacted. Pixel 1.0 versus Connor Detroit Pixel would body that fuddy-duddy bitch. Now this is how you do IRL HandCam streams, by having a lot of images on screen and not many hands. He did originally have roller skates, yes. So yeah, this was the, I changed the earrings to the SD cards. Plural, there used to be 2 of them. I don't know if I'm ever gonna do anything like in his lore with that information. He did used to have 2 of them. He now only has 1, but he did used to have two of them. Yeah, he lost one. Hopefully nothing important was on there. Let's see. I'm whipping out all the old pixel art. Oh, here, you know what? Here's a shitload of the doodles, actually, I can show you guys, that show off the TV stomach and stuff. One sec. Here's that sketch there. His arms could come off, his body parts could come off and stuff like that, so there's him without, like, his arm showing the intersection. Him with his roller skates. And then, like, the TV and stuff like that, so the TV, like, in his chest, stomach kind of thing. He would have had a number on his shoulder, 7.12, July 12th, my birthday. This design feels like being an edgy. So that's what he was designed for. He was supposed to be like a children's mascot for entertainment or something. Something about like learning and art and friendly, because his whole thing was like teaching people about the internet or whatever. So like the whole design motif was like educational, friendly, teacher-like and everything. And then this is where like the CRT would like come out the back of his body and stuff like that. But yeah, this is some fundamental, like, pixel lore. I'm gonna go back into Blorbos, my beautiful D&D OCs. Oh, Wesley Dallas. Yes, that is his name. Wesley Dallas, I love you. Loverboy, that is another D&D character. NPC. You cooked with back CRT cables, though. I did. I really did cook, and I really do think someday I could do something with that design. Or make a fucked up edutainment game with Pixel as one of the characters. So this is when I was DMing a D&D campaign. So this is NPCs and PCs from a D&D campaign I was DMing. This is Novacree. This is the player character of my friend Lauren. These were character designs for a character I was playing called Arthur. He had a bunch of ghosts that he could summon. So I was trying to do character designs for a bunch of them, and apparently gave up on Emil and Abby. Baldi's Basics Alpha version Pixel mod? God damn. Ahem. Alright. I am going to invest in dinner. I need food. I'm hungry, and I need to go eat something, or I'm gonna die. So I am gonna go to BRB. I'm gonna go eat dinner. I'm gonna go make a tea to help my throat, my poor throat. And we're probably gonna do some speed running as best I can when I get back. Because we still have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 books to go through. Some of them are pretty small though, like this one's like really tiny. It's like a notebook sketch doodle thing. Can we skip this one? Was there something specific in this one I wanted to show? Why did I save this one? What time period is this? February of 1 year. Oh, maybe this is what I wanted to show off. Wait. One sec, one more because we can speedrun this one. I did different DM sonas for different campaigns I was running. And this is one I had, which was kind of like a maestro kind of thing. And also had like this form that was very flowy with like a cape and everything. That's Devin and Toby. D&D Blorbos. Oh, this would have been high school, I think, or something. Not high school, my gap year? No, I was still in school for this, because this was a thing for school. Animal. Yeah, he was an animal. Witch Sona. Character designs. Oh, Durga. Oh my god. What the fuck were you for? This was an OC that was for like a project, but like honestly, like Durga is familiar, but I don't know you. Let's see. So this is like a school note. Oh, Heather Mason, my beloved. Sorry. While you were looking for your wife, James, I was studying the blade. Oh, I remember this. I was doing like style test things for chibis for commissions and stuff, and I was using Heather Mason as my guinea pig. Trying out new styles and designs for stuff. God, I gotta do some fucking Silent Hill 3 fan art again at some point. Load-bearing character that I love. Yeah, this is like kind of doing like some music. Oh, cool. We got a year. This is 2018. I just completely missed that for a few pages, I think. Oh, this was illustration thumbnails. I didn't finish either of these, actually. But D&D and then, like, Riley and CJ. Both of these I finished, actually. This was a full-body piece. This is an older Mon. This I did finish, and this one I finished as well with Riley. Yeah, these are older before some story stuff changed with either of them, actually. I was like, oh, I should draw my trainer Sona for Pokemon, D&D fan art for something I never did. Oh, more D&D Blorbos. I was Blorboing so hard with D&D characters. These are a bunch of NPCs for my murder mystery campaign. Because the whole thing was that a god was murdered, which is like a thing that's never happened before. And then the party would be getting embroiled with a bunch of like godly politics and like this concept eventually got rebooted. This is the original version, but I later rebooted it into a bit of a tighter murder mystery, kind of set like a modern D&D almost. So like gods were the equivalent to celebrities kind of thing. So like you had like artists and musicians and political figures. You had like B-listers, A-listers, Z-tiers. Like there was nuance to like a god's power and their popularity status and stuff like that. Fucking love that concept still. I still need to run a good D&D game with that. Ugh. BB being able to take the shape of Tetris pieces sounds fun. That's fun. That's the funny thing. BB did not exist at that point. I didn't make BB until like a year or so into VTubing. Cause like, I didn't have like a mascot guy. Like BB is my mascot guy, and I didn't have one of those for a while. And then like, I kind of just noticed how everyone had little mascot guys, but I never really felt the need for one. And making one for Pixel. Yeah, only a baby. I'm also only a baby. Technically, I was only born in February 19th, 2021. But BB didn't come until like a year or so after I started streaming, and it's just because I saw everyone else had little guys, and I was like, do I want a little guy? Yeah, I do kind of want a little guy, don't I? And then BB exists, and now he's part of the lore and has ran a single stream for April Fools. A lot of people sleep on the fact that BB do exist. I might have debuted exactly a year after you to the day. I debuted July 12th on Twitch. I streamed before that, but July 12th is my official debut day. All right. I'm gonna go take a BRB. This is going to be a 15-20 minute kind of thing. I am going to go eat. I'm gonna go make a tea. I'm gonna drink some water. I'm gonna rest my voice a little bit and then shove food down my gullet. But I will return well-fed and ready to flip through some of this stuff. I'm really excited for us getting to the more modern stuff, because then we get into like concept art for games that I've already released, or concept art for games that like I've talked about on stream and have told you guys about verbally, but then we can actually start showing off, like, I can start showing off like concept art and stuff like that. Pixel Art Gamer AU, where Skylight made edutainment media. Ugh, don't tempt me with a good time. That'd probably be a really fun game to make. I've wanted to make a game involving Pixel at some point, whether it be like a game about his lore or a game that includes him. Like, I'm trying to think of a way to sneak that little bastard into one of my game projects, and maybe I'll do some edutainment parody, like whatever media sometime. Who's to say? Anyway, I will be back in about 15 to 20 minutes. Please also stretch and eat or take a break from this if you need it. And we will return in about 20 minutes or so. Okay. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. I'm back. Oh, pardon me, I'm just wiping my face. Oh, boy. I've returned. I've eaten sandwich. I have tea. It was good. How was good? Good was good. Food was good. I was gonna kind of cheap out and just kind of microwave some frozen burritos, I'll be so honest. And then I remembered that I bought a fresh loaf of bread from the market this morning and had sandwich stuff I wanted to use up. Hence why I crafted some monster sandwiches. I in fact only ate one, because I think to properly enjoy and consume 2 big sandwiches, I would have to not be streaming and trying to be quick. So I ate 1 big sandwich, and I have tea. It was good. It was good food. Good stuff. And now we're back at it. 1 second, I'm getting pinged up the wazoo. I see. Cass's birthday stream has started. Ha! Sandwich. Do I continue? Ooh, let me check. I may get depossess? I might... What am I signed up for? What am I... Peak, repo, Dead by Daylight. Okay, so peak. Okay, I have 2 hours until I'm going to be needed elsewhere. I thought the events I was a part of started at 9. I thought I had 4 hours. Oh, oopsie daisy. We have to speedrun. I mean, we got 9 of them. Alright, I'm gonna read the room here. Points at all of you who are present. You decide the fate here. Would you rather we keep this a single stream and we speedrun? Or I know I just got back from a break, so I apologize for the timing on this. But what if we wrap her up right about here? We wrap up here so that I can have a little bit of a break before I'm co-opted into birthday events. I am going to be on 2D casual stream for a good chunk of the rest of tonight, actually. Because as far as I'm aware, I am playing Repo, Peak, and Dead by Daylight as a part of Cass's birthday events. So if you want to hear more from me tonight, don't you worry. I will ping the Discord. Pardon me. I'll ping the Discord every time an event I'm in goes live. So when Repo starts, I'll ping. When Peak goes live, I'll ping. And when Dead by Daylight goes live, I will ping. So that way, if you want to hop in for a particular one of those, or just hop in when you can to see the chaos with me present, then I would do that. I'd say make it a 2-parter. Okay, thank you all for being very pro 2-parter. I wanted to read the room, because I know I expressed earlier that I would have rather kept this a single stream, but this is so much girthier of a stream concept that I even imagined, because I'm getting stuck down memory lane. I'm lollygagging. What's the other one? Wool gathering. Yeah, that. I'm getting way more nostalgic or like trying to remember this stuff a lot more than I thought I was. I thought I was gonna just like breeze through the really old stuff and like, you know, not have much to say about any of it. But like, no, we've only scratched the surface, and I'm hoping as we go forward from here, stuff will be more interesting, because like I keep saying, what I'm really excited for is getting into the concept art and the game art and the project art, because then I'm just gonna be yapping up a goddamn storm about my projects. You love projects. But this is like the good part one of being like the really old shit. And then, I don't know, like, this is a college sketchbook. Sorry, I'm just flipping through real quick. I guess I have some from like the 2018 period I could show off. But honestly, I might cut like the 1 or 2 sketchbooks I have that are like pre-college. And then just next stream. Oh, paper, paper, there's paper. Oh, paper everywhere. Oh god. I might, oh, this is a fat, is this full? Oh my god, this is a fat sketchbook. Oh yeah, the sketchbook I'm currently holding in my hands, just by flipping through it and seeing the characters and concept art. Oh, this is the one I went crazy for. This is the one that I color code tabbed based on what I was drawing in it. February 3rd, 2023 to May 4th, 2023. Good lord. Yeah, 2023, 2024 is when I started going fucking bonkers with sketchbooks. So yeah, we have like some college stuff, and then we're gonna be getting into like the post-2020s. So this is the pre-2020s mostly, and we'll be getting into mostly the post-2020s in the eventual two-parter. I say eventual because I cannot promise it will happen like next week or the week after. I'll keep an eye on my schedule, but it's definitely gonna have to be like a weekend thing, so I might wait until I have another good Saturday to do it, and we might do part 2 on another Saturday, just so we have a comfortable amount of space to like yap into it and stuff like that. All right. Well, thank you for hanging out today, folks. I'm a little more drained than I thought I would be, so I think a good lay down, a good relaxation before I get put into the mines for birthday activities is probably pretty good for me. I'm very excited to lay down in bed and drink my warm tea, and I definitely won't fall asleep or oversleep, and I won't be late to the events. That'd be crazy. I'd never almost do something like that. Anyway, thank you for hanging out, and thank you for observing my descent into madness as I go through my old teenage art. I'm very excited for the rest of it. This was kind of supposed to be the prelude of the old stuff into like the more juicier new stuff, but I'm glad folks are good sports. I always appreciate it when you guys are kind and chill and good to me when I'm trying out new stream concepts and doing different stuff. I appreciate it. I don't know why I'm whipping out the Texan accent a lot today. I've just been doing that a lot, even in VCs. It adds flavor, it adds texture. Oh, 1 second, I'm getting a many a ping. Oh, these are like all birthday pings. All right. Birthday go crazy in these servers I'm in. Anyway, thank you folks for being good sports. I'm excited to pick this up on another Saturday. Or Sunday, even. We shall see. We'll see if I'll co-op a normal stream day, like a Thursday or a Sunday for this. Or if it'll be a special Saturday stream again. I think it kind of just depends on my vibe and my schedule. Oh, pardon me, the sandwich is fighting back. And if I want to add extra streams to my schedule or not. Because obviously we've been banging out streams like crazy this week. So, I'm very excited to regress to the normal schedule. I'm stirring my tea, 1 second. I'm gonna take a sip, 1 sec. I was gonna sip it really loud as a joke, and then it just went up my nose. Cries. Next Saturday is my birthday. If you want to give me a special treat stream where you show your part 2 next Saturday, I could see what I could do next Saturday. I can try and make your birthday wish come true. I'll see what I can do. How's it smell? It smells, it's a cookies and, it's my favorite tea. It's a cookies and cream tea. It smells like faintly sweet and comforting. But it hurts when it goes into your lungs. My favorite tea, and it hurts me. Oh, should I raid in the cast? Yummy. I love it so much. I want it in my— oh my god, a level 13 hype train. Fuck yes, Cass. Oh, good shit, good shit, good shit. Alright, let me move my— now that we're done with the hand camming, let me— the tea betrayed me? Let me scooch my keyboard back in. Raid us in, let's get this party started. Fuck yes, I like this attitude. Alright, it is my good beloved friend Cass's birthday. Please say happy birthday to Cass, hype her up, wish her well. You will see me on that stream later tonight. I will specifically be there around 7 p.m, roughly an hour and a half from now, for I believe we're starting with Repo. It'll go Repo, and then we'll be doing Peak, and then Cass will be doing Roblox with her community, some bingo, and then later in the evening we might do DBD. We'll see how the events turn out, of course, but ultimately I'll theoretically be guesting over there for birthday activities. Please be good to Cass. It was good seeing you folks today, and I will see you tomorrow for Date Everything. We can't forget about that banger. I promise I will sleep oh so well and oh so sweetly, so I will be locked in. We will be locked in on Date Everything, and maybe someone other than Betty will like us. I'm kind of fumbling over there, because no one but Betty really likes us yet. That's okay, we'll figure it out. All right. My only raid message request is say happy birthday! I will see you guys later today, probably, and I will see you tomorrow for sure. Goodbye!